About nothing. It's me, your boy, the hottest dude in the podcast game, Sebastian Conelli. And as always, per usual, we got the cute boy here himself, Robbie. Robbie, say hello to beautiful people.
What's going on, beautiful people?
My voice is a squeaky today.
Yeah.
For some reason, I don't know what the fuck is happening. I don't know, but it's beautiful. I'm very excited. We have a very, very funny guest in studio. We did her podcast recently, Shooters Gotta Shoot. I had a fucking blast. It was awesome. You got to go check out her stand-up clips online. And she also has another podcast called Finding Mr. Heights. Give it up for Erica Spera.
Woo.
Yes.
Thank you for having me, boys.
I am
Thanks for coming
so
through.
excited. Yeah, I had a blast doing your show.
Oh, yeah. I loved having you guys on. So fun.
Yeah, everyone should
So
go
fun.
check that out. If you're a fan of this pod, you will love that. We talk about dating.
Yeah, all dating and relationships. But,
Yeah.
we have a good time.
Yeah, definitely. Finding Mr. Height, huh?
Yeah, that's my other pod. That one's more like professional.
I know. I saw some of the clips. I'm like, I saw some of the clips. I'm like, I can't do that.
No, it's that's a more educational, more professional, more like dating intentionally. Because I picked up that show. My show used to be like that too. I read like every dating and relationship book, and I would like do reviews on it, and
You did?
yeah, like all these like heavy advice and methods and
What's
stuff
a
like
good
that.
one? If you're gonna
Okay.
read one dating book, what's the dating book you should read?
Here's the thing: all the titles suck.
Yeah.
Like that's why I would do it. I'd be like, I'll buy the book and I'll embarrassingly read it.
Sure.
But the title obviously is to hook everybody. But one of the best books is called How to Not Die Alone.
Okay.
Oh, yo, some girl brought this up on a date with me
Oh,
once.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, stop! What'd she say? No,
She
I'm
was
curious.
like, I know that there's not a connection, but we need to give it a try. It doesn't always, like, sometimes when the magic happens quickly, that's not the special, that means something negative rather than positive.
The fuck the spark.
Is that what it is?
That's literally the chapter. It's
yeah.
fuck the spark.
Fuck the spark. I do agree with that a little bit though. We
No.
talked about it.
I don't. If I'm going to go on 3 dates with you and I feel
No,
nothing.
all right, yes.
Three.
3 dates is
We
nothing.
went first date, no kiss. Second date, kiss. Third date, no kiss.
I don't even know if I'll
Okay.
say fuck the spark. I'll say the spark doesn't mean as much as you think it does, I guess.
Yes, it's also
That's more
spark
of what I'll
fades
say.
quickly.
Yeah.
That's more what it's about.
Yeah.
Right? So, wait, this is my question though. When did she bring up this book? The third date?
The
or
third
was
date.
The third date she said we should go on a fourth.
Yeah.
Okay. She did not read that book accurately. Because
She
I
didn't?
read it. I've interviewed Logan Ury, the author.
okay.
She was like head of data and relationship science at Hinge and Google. She's like, she knows her shit, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's why I like her. It's actually research based, and she was someone that like really did a lot of online dating. So she created the Fuck the Spark, which basically is this thing where she's like, always go on a second date. Because a lot of times the reason people don't is like, oh, I didn't feel a spark. And the spark is bullshit, right? But the other thing she has is she's a proponent of 3 dates.
Yeah.
She's like, giving it 3 dates is really where you can see, like, do we really have a connection? Do we really have attraction?
Sure.
And that specifically is told to women because women attraction can grow. Men, it's like if the attraction isn't there out the gate, they look at you like you're crazy that you would even go on a second date.
Interesting.
If that makes
Wow.
sense.
Women attraction grows.
It can grow. Yes.
It grows.
Yeah, it
Don't
can.
say it can. We need a positive. Not it can. It does. It always does. It's looking bright.
Right. So, like, she was
Yeah.
correct of being, like, basically going to the third date if she was a little unsure. Because also it's a tiebreaker, right?
Sure.
If she's like, first date, like, I had a good time but wasn't sure on the physical. And then second date, you're like, hey, we kissed, so there's some physical. It's there.
Uh-huh.
Third date's like your tiebreaker.
I think
like-
we kissed on the second date because it was like, we might as well try to kiss. You know, when
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
it's like we go on 2 dates.
Yeah.
Like, we should try to kiss. What if it's fucking awesome, you know?
I know. Well, this isn't a Logan Ury saying, but it's, have you ever heard that saying, you don't know until you kiss it?
No.
No.
Oh, God. So much shit is just said to women
Yeah.
to, like, convince us to keep dating men.
I feel
It is funny. Women are like, no, come on, you could do
Yeah.
it. Trust me, it'll get better. It'll be okay.
Oh, yeah. It's like the cheering section of women is always the good on paper things. So like you don't know until you kiss it is literally invented for like the guy who's a little nerdy, a little shy, like, but he's a good guy and you have like good company, but you're like, I'm not feeling like kind of like a masculine or like a physical part. Or
Sure.
he's not making a move. And like, that's a piece of advice I've heard where it's like, you don't know, like those guys can really surprise you.
And do they? Have they ever?
I have been surprised.
Oh, well,
I
there we
have.
go.
Yeah, I have.
That's
But-
nice.
But a lot of times men are intimidated by me and they just won't make
Really?
a physical move, I feel like.
You think
yeah.
it's a funny thing?
Not I think it's a combo of that, size, I'm taller.
You're tall.
I don't know. It's something
Sure.
also I don't have a lot of patience. So it's
Okay.
very hard for me to
That,
like.
I mean, that's what it is.
Especially 3 dates. The
Yeah.
longest I made it was 4 dates with someone, and I really liked him. That's why I made it that far. He did not make a move to kiss me.
What?
Oh wow.
Yeah, and the 4th date, I was like, "Hey, man, like, I feel like you just want me to be your friend."
Yeah, and what'd he say?
Like, and he was like, "Oh, well, like, I just, don't want to rush stuff." And I just said, "Yeah, I don't need any more friends."
Yeah.
I was like, the last thing I need is one more male friend in my fucking life.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I was like, I'm good. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, I'm here because I like you. I don't know what's going on your end, but I'm into this. I was like, but you haven't made a move, so what's going on?
4 dates, no
And what did he
kiss
say?
is a red flag.
I think he gave me some bullshit of like not being super into PDA. And I was like, I'm not going to sit in your fucking lap, dude.
Sure.
Just like kiss me goodbye.
Yeah,
It's not that
yeah,
hard.
No, it's not.
I've had-
Literally at the subway kisses are allowed in New York.
Yeah. Or
To
not
kiss
even.
in front of like goodbye at the subway is fine.
Yeah. Or like right before I get in the Uber, the man's
Yes.
already ignoring me on the phone with his friend. Like he's not.
Really?
No, the Uber driver.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah,
he
yeah,
don't
yeah,
care.
yeah,
All right,
yeah,
see you
yeah.
later. No kiss.
No, but you want to know hilarious?
Uh-huh.
We dated a while, probably like 4 months. The end of the relationship, in the breakup conversation, he goes, "Man, remember when we started dating and you were like, yeah, I don't need a friend?" He goes, "I remember thinking, I could use a friend."
Oh.
And I was like, you kissed me for me to be your friend.
Wow.
Like, that's how I felt. I was like, have you been sleeping with me this whole time just to have someone to hang out with?
Oh my god.
Like, I feel used. I'm
We
like,
could
what is
fuck or play Madden, whatever you want. Wow, yeah.
Right? I
That's
was like,
wild. I mean, you must
oh,
be a
man.
good hang.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, really? You don't feel like you have like a friend to call to like watch the game? He was like, not really.
Yo, dudes don't have friends.
Whoa.
That's
but it
the
was
thing.
mind blowing to me.
Yeah, men don't have friends.
Really?
Yeah, sometimes
Some men, yeah.
some men don't have friends. It's like this thing. Like some
Or-
men have 15 friends and some men have 0
Oh, this is why I'm convinced male podcasts are in general more successful.
because they need friends.
Oh,
Like
this
any
is an
huge,
incredible point.
Any
Yes.
huge male podcast star like Stavros, right?
Yeah.
Great podcaster.
Sure.
I've had friends open for him or go to comedy clubs right after he was there. And the owners are like, we have never seen so many reservations of one. And it's always
that's-
these
that's nice.
big podcast guys because, and like the guy I dated, huge podcast fan.
Yeah.
And it's like they think they are the friends of the people on the show.
I mean, they are.
They are.
They are.
They are, baby.
They
What
are.
do you mean?
Don't be easy with that rhetoric. Yo, what are we doing? We're trying to sell friendship. What's up, my dudes?
Sorry.
No.
But that's why they enjoy listening to
yeah,
you.
no,
No,
but it is nice.
1,000%, because they don't have voices. You know, they don't have
Yeah.
people chit chat, talk about like what's happening in the world.
And I do that when I'm on the road by myself. I'll listen to my friends' podcast
Yeah.
to like catch up on their life, and it also felt like I hung out with people that day.
I know.
Like it's a true thing. Like
That is an incredible point. I've never thought about that, but like men need podcasts.
they do. You need it more than women, honestly.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
don't open
They
up
do.
because they don't have these conversations a lot of times with
They
their friends.
don't.
It's more like news stories about sports that they go over. Like men go over a few different things. That's like, all right, what movies and TV and sports are we watching? They're not like talking about life and shit.
Women can make phone calls.
Yeah.
Why would they listen to a podcast?
Yeah.
I'll call someone I love, not listen to a stranger yell.
Oh yeah, I'll send voice memos, baby. I'm
You
all
do
about the
that?
Voice memo. I love it because when you have something like a lot to say, I'm like
Yeah.
I'm over the typing it. I'm like I'm gonna send you a voice memo. You'll get all the info in a minute. Like. And it also is a way I feel like I'm talking on the phone with my friends.
Sure.
But it's convenient of, you're both working and like when you have a minute.
Yeah.
So.
It's voice memos are hard because I never know when I could listen to it, and I don't want to play in front of someone else.
Well, yeah, that's the downside.
I don't want to play in front of someone else because usually a voice memo is juicy.
Oh, interesting.
If you're texting,
Yeah,
texting, and then they hit you with a voice memo,
Yeah.
you know that shit's good.
It's usually tea. That's always when I do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm too mad to type about this motherfucker.
Yes, it's usually something like, oh.
Yeah.
So I never know when to play it.
Okay, valid point.
Yeah.
You gotta have the headphones on you.
I
Yeah.
gotta
Go to
have
the
that.
bathroom.
Also, it's rude to put on the headphones if it's just me and him. I get a voice memo and I throw on the fucking headphones. Robbie goes, "What's going on?"
Right? I know. But yeah, men need more friends.
Yeah. I was gonna say
can do
I've had many people be like, "Are you gonna kiss me?" And then I'm like, "Yeah, I'll kiss you right now."
Wow, really?
I've also gone. Yeah, I went on a blind date in November, And
I love how we're just
I
gonna skate
sat-
over that. Keep talking so we don't address that.
we're gonna address it to a ridiculous degree. And we like smoked a joint, and then we sat in my grandma's car, almost in silence for about 45 minutes, to the point where at all of those 45 minutes, I was like, I could just end this uncomfortable energy if we just start making out.
Yes.
And it took me 45 minutes to be like, all right, we're gonna start making out, and then we did, and then we made out for 2 hours.
Oh, that's the best. I love a good makeout.
Me
like
too.
that.
Yeah, it was
I
a good
love
makeout.
a good
It was a
makeout.
great makeout, but it also
But-
was 45 minutes of some. I'm like, let's see how like comfortable I can get with how awkward this is, and like 28 minutes in,
So
I
this
was
is your
like, I
strategy.
don't think I could do
Yeah,
this
what the
anymore.
fuck are
This
you
is your
doing?
I was
strategy.
also I was also just high. I was like
hot
high.
Person's strategy.
No, this isn't a strategy. I
This
get
is a hot-
nervous.
look
I
at him.
literally get nervous.
Oh, you're
like
nervous.
since I've
Okay.
been in high school, I had girls be like, "Are you gonna kiss me?" And I do
Because
always.
you give the energy that we're like, this guy like needs a push. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Maybe.
Which is not a bad thing. Like
It's
as you
not a
get
bad
older,
thing.
you're like, well, it's a weird thing, right? Because like those spark people, right?
Yeah.
They're very fun, they're very entertaining, they're very charismatic. But it's interesting of like when you actually think of like being with someone long term, part of you is like, do I want the guy that like I know is out at the party and everyone's fawning over him? Or he's so smooth and charismatic? Like that feels
Sure.
like the guy that's gonna cheat on you. As opposed to you're
yeah.
like the quiet dude I had to push to kiss me who's a little nervous in the corner. You're like, long term, that's
Well,
actually
here's the
pretty
thing.
good.
If I'm out at a bar,
Yeah, I feel you. I
I'm-
feel you. But he'll make friends and text girls for hours, though.
Oh, okay.
if I'm out at a bar or like a club or a dancing situation, I could make out. We can meet 5 minutes.
So
and
you have
I'll
best-
flirt.
Funny,
we'll
okay.
dance, twirl around, be making out. It'll be hot. Like I could
Dance,
do
twirl
that.
around.
But the date is where
But
you.
the date is like, cause I'm like, we just became friends almost, and now I'm like, where it's
Ooh.
like we're sitting and talking. That's when it gets.
Okay.
I'm like, I'm not as good as making a move. Whereas I'm out, I can make a move pretty easily.
Okay.
Very confident in that.
Let me ask this question.
The worst of both worlds.
Yeah, well,
I am the worst of both.
That's what you just said?
I don't
You
think
said,
this
no,
is
no,
good."
I'm bad at both. Go ahead, Eric. Answer this fucking question. Let him dig his fucking hole. Go
I
ahead,
am
bro.
bad at both. Yeah,
Well,
I am the worst of both
you,
worlds.
well, you reminded me of another theory I've heard.
Okay.
let's hear the
Okay,
theory.
how do you feel about this theory?
Okay, let's hear it.
Of if a guy really likes you and is into you on a first date, he will not make a move to be physical with you.
Nah,
Like they're
that's,
hesitant.
that's
to
not what it
touch.
is. I would say.
Oh, I wouldn't. I go into first dates knowing I don't want to like have sex because
Okay.
I think it takes pressure off me and them. You know, like I'm not pushing for that. Let's just get to know each other. And I think kissing is fun.
Yes.
I think sex is fun too, but it's more complicated.
But if you're feeling the girl, are you at all a little hesitant to kiss her or do the touch, any type
No,
of touch?
I'm mad excited.
No. Okay.
I'm mad excited.
I told you it's just a theory.
Maybe
but I'm curious what the difference is, if there is one.
I
love kissing,
want
I mean-
a strong physical move, like from like them. I want to be like, it's
Strong?
it's okay to kiss me right now. Like I want like to know
He
that it's
wants to
all
be wined
good.
and dined.
Yeah.
No, I just want to know that it's all good for me to make a move. And
You
like,
want a
are you gonna
clear
kiss me?
signal.
Is okay.
Bro,
yeah,
for
like
girls sitting
on
in
the
your
sides.
car for
No,
an
I know,
hour
but that's
in
not strong
silence
enough.
is a move.
Because it's like it's like
That's not strong enough?
like if we hold hands for a second before, I don't know, like we gotta touch more before I'm gonna go in for a kiss. I'm not gonna have
I
the
mean-
first point of contact be lips. I think
I would have destroyed this man in middle school.
a lot of
was
people
a-
destroyed this man in middle
Yo,
school. You
I
wouldn't have
was-
been. There's a line.
I was bold beyond means. I thought like
Were
I
ya?
had all the golden tickets because I had so many guy friends, and I'll never forget being like, if you want a guy to kiss you, what should you do? And they all were like, just put your hand on his leg. Duh.
Oh,
And
That would
I-
work on me. Yeah.
I would just do that to
Yeah, for
whoever
sure.
I wanted to kiss, and
Wow.
it was 100% success rate.
Yeah.
wow.
I was like, oh, this is like I was like, I got the juice, baby.
You had
Like, I
moves.
was like, I know what it is,
Yeah.
and it's like I
Yeah.
just was the only ballsy 12-year-old of the whole grade that was like woman being like, I mean, it's I remember being like, it's 2000, like I could make a move on a guy. I could
love
ask
that.
a
Yeah,
guy
fuck
out.
yeah.
Who
Yeah.
cares? Yeah. And then my dad caught me and I got in trouble, but
He caught you kissing.
he caught me asking on a boy, and he was very like, "What are you doing? That's not what you're allowed. That's not what you're supposed to do."
Oh, he's like,
He's like-
tradition, boys ass out
Yeah,
girls.
boys ask out girls, but I remember looking at him like, "But it's working."
Yeah.
But the math.
I was
Stan.
like,
Yeah.
"But I've had 3 boyfriends, so
Yeah.
suck
Yeah.
it." You know what I
Sure.
mean? Like I was like, "All right, well."
Sure, he was jealous.
I was like, "Check my stats."
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
But also maybe he was like, "My girl's going through boyfriends a little too quick
Yeah.
already." You know what I mean?
yeah, 12.
So I
that was
get it.
fun.
Yeah, but I just always felt
12-year-olds.
like if I didn't do anything, like I always felt like I got the Robbies of the world of like if I didn't do anything.
I love that phrase.
No.
The
Robbies of the world.
schmucks. The guys who live in a tortoise shell over here.
I don't live in a tortoise shell. But
Yeah, you do. We gotta rub your back to get you out.
Not that they're bad, but it's just like
Yeah, true.
I hate that advice that makes women be like, oh, don't initiate anything, because I'm like, but if I don't, I get nothing.
Yeah.
So then you're like, okay, like how long do I have to go like without sex or without a date till it's okay that I fucking initiated with some guy? You know what I mean?
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, if a girl ever initiated with me, I don't care. You know what girls do sometimes? They go kiss me. They'll
That's
just
hot, though.
say,
Yeah,
that's very
that's
hot.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's very hot. But they'll always say it like if a first date goes long and we're like at a bar. Like if we're at like a second location
Yeah.
and they're drinking, and they'll just go kiss me.
Oh, cute.
And I go, shut up. I start blushing and I go, oh my God. And they go, no, stop. But yeah, I like that move. But I initiate. I think it's cool.
Yeah.
How many dates will you, so you'll give a guy 3 dates. That's the rule for you, according to that book.
Okay. If there's no deal breakers of like doesn't want kids, doesn't want marriage, like things like that,
You want kids
I would like to have kids. Yes.
and you want to get married.
Yes. Like
Great.
I believe in marriage.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people don't, and fine if you don't. But
Sure, welcome. Yeah,
yeah,
we're
not
in
my
Brooklyn.
thing. Like I'm also monogamous. Like
Sure.
I'm not an open relationship type. Whatever. So
feel
there's
you.
like anything that's if there's no major deal breakers,
Cool.
and I'm always having a good time and like curious about them and interested about them, then I'm like I'll make myself go to a third date if essentially the only thing missing is like that attraction part. But what's hard is it's like the attraction obviously can't be zero.
Yeah, girls
It has
are,
to be like it's there. But
Yeah.
I've had that feeling. It's rare. I've had the feeling with a few men. I've been like, oh, the attraction could grow with this one.
What does that mean exactly? If you don't
It
mind
means
me
it
asking?
means it's there. It's just not at the I want to be physical with you level.
You need. Oh,
Does that make sense? Like I'll be
Not
like
real-
like he's cute, but nothing in me like wants to kiss him.
sure.
So
And
that's the part that's
what
missing.
does a guy do to get to that next level?
It really is just like, are we vibing?
Just the giggles.
Are we vibing? Is it good personality? Like, do I really love this person's company? Because I have had like male friends in my life who are originally friends, and eventually after getting to know them, I was like, oh, I like would date them. But I always was like, oh, he's cute.
Yeah, yeah.
There's always
yeah.
the like, oh, they're cute. There's always something.
Sure.
Like I hate when people will push you when you're like, my attraction is 0.
Yeah.
Like, or like a guy will do like a light little like touch on your shoulder, and you're like, I kind of recoiled on the inside.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
and they're still like, but you know, he's got a good job. I'm like, dude, shut up.
Yeah,
like I
yeah,
have
yeah,
to
yeah.
have sex with that man at some point, you know?
Yeah.
Because like I remember, I don't forget, I was on a date with this guy who like definitely made an insane amount of money.
We love
Traveled
that
all
for
the
you.
time. Right.
We love
Offices in
that.
different areas. Okay.
Oh.
But I was not physically attracted to him. And so many of my friends were like, but like being pampered could make it grow and blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
But all I could think was, yeah, I'll be on a beach in the south of France at a 5-star hotel.
Yeah.
And then I'll look over to my right and I'll be like, so mad that this guy is here.
Yeah.
Like, I'll look over, I'll be like, can you leave?
Yeah.
And it's like, but that's not what the relationship is.
Nah. Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I don't have it in me to like put up with a man I don't like and I'm not attracted to just for the money.
You still got his number? What's the deal with this dude?
I
Yeah, I'll flirt.
know.
Seth, I'll go cans.
I rejected a second date, but he still tried.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
He probably doesn't get rejected a lot.
I don't know. Or it's just,
Yeah.
because I also got that vibe from him. I was like, yeah, you just want like, this sounds cocky, but it's like, you just want like a pretty girl next to you.
It's not
Because
cocky.
the conversation of the date, I was like, you're not really caring to get to know me.
Oh, that's
You're
so
just
fucking annoying.
You're just being like, how's this place? It's nice, right? And like kind of bragging about all his work stuff. And I'm just like, yeah, I get it. You make money. Like,
Yeah.
welcome to New York.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. It's
like you're either rich or
expensive
you're
to
poor
live
here. Like,
yeah.
there-
Yes.
you know what I mean? There's not a
Yeah.
lot of middles.
No, yes,
No,
you're either rich or
100%.
you're bored.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, that's it.
And I tell people, I go, I learned the accent, okay? I am
Yeah.
rich.
Well, I'm like, honestly, I'm jealous of women that can just date for money. Like,
because it's a nice life.
You'll have a very nice life,
It's
and
a
you will
very
not be
nice-
stressed.
Yes.
Will you be happy? Debatable,
For them, sometimes.
Debatable.
Yeah.
but
I feel like you got to cheat then.
I mean, a lot of those very rich relationships, that is what's
Yeah.
happening.
And that's
what's
okay.
happening.
There's
Yeah,
some type
no,
of
I'm not-
agreement
Yeah.
both ways.
Yes, if there's an agreement, great.
Okay, like how about this?
Okay.
I had a friend pitch to me. I was actually working for my friend's company that was a tech company.
Cool.
And of course, all the men have these, big dreams of becoming billionaires and the company sells and whatever, right? And they were like, to the women of the office, they were like, okay, let's say you're married to a guy, and then all of a sudden he comes into this big fame, big fortune, and has like access to women he's never had and all this stuff. And he says to you, hey, I've never had this. Can I just have like a year? Like I do get to like fuck other people and do what I want. But like I'm not leaving you. Like we're still in this marriage and the kids and blah, blah, blah. And I give you everything. And my immediate answer was like, oh, we would rework the prenup then. Because I'd be like, what did I sign coming in?
Yes.
And I'd be like, okay, if you want to go fuck other people, I'm going to make sure I'm taken care of for life.
Sure,
Because
sure.
if you ever left me for one of those girls, I'd be like, go ahead and do it. Enjoy writing my check every month.
But here's the
You know?
thing: if he left and started just fucking other girls, he would get addicted to that.
That's what I was gonna say.
Probably.
1 year.
Like,
It's
yeah.
not gonna
I
be
don't think it
1
would
year.
change.
Who is he
It would
lying
never be
to?
enough.
It wouldn't change.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I basically
yeah.
was like, I would have my own rules, and I'd probably be like, I'm allowed to fuck whoever. But basically, like,
Totally.
if the marriage breaks, like, I'm making sure I'm still taken care of and my kids are taken care of. Where it's like, I don't want to be fighting you for cash and paying for X, Y, Z. I'm like, I want it written. I'll sign that. Have fun fucking a dumb 23-year-old, you know? I'd be like at that point, I'd be like, I make sure I'm good. I'm taken care of.
But
Fine.
then emotionally, you'll just both be dead to each other.
Yeah, but it was hilarious that all the men liked my answer. They were like, that is a smart answer. They go, because that would actually make me really think, do I want to do this? And I go,
Wow.
yeah.
They want to do it if they're proposing.
Yeah, but I basically
Yeah,
was
but-
like,
It's not a.
They're like, is the money worth it?
it's basically, is it worth losing half your shit? Is what I would make it be.
Yeah.
Half your shit every month for the rest of your life.
Wow.
Like that's
Damn.
the only deal I would sign. Where I'd
I'm-
be like, you want to fuck other bitches? I get half everything. So tell her she's only getting a quarter. You know what I mean?
And then he's ended up with a quarter.
Yeah.
He's the poorest of them all.
He's the poorest of everyone after all of it. Yeah.
How much is ass worth?
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, I would be like, oh, if I want to spend the rest of my life with someone, I wouldn't want to ruin it like that.
I would think that, but it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I've never dated someone that suddenly came into massive fame, and it's like I see it in comedy on a base level.
It's funny because
It's
people,
crazy what I see.
when people go from like being married, getting famous, and then they're in an open relationship, it's like, wow, bro.
But I
High
believe
school
it.
wasn't good for you.
I've seen
know.
male comedians DMs. It's crazy how much women approach them and stuff,
Oh.
and they won't even be huge and famous.
No,
so
yeah,
I'm
you
like,
don't have to tell us.
I just
No, be easy.
But it just more made me realize like it is just a completely different world and a completely different life, and it made me like obviously less judgmental of like celebrity relationships that
Sure.
people find out are suddenly that were open or there was a cheating and a this, and I'm like, dude, do you know how much like those people get approached?
I know.
Like they're the epitome of they will never have to initiate again in their life.
I know.
So it's like
It's complicated. It's like a thing that we don't understand. Everyone thinks that it's like Bob from Minnesota.
Yeah.
No, it's Chris Hemsworth.
yeah, exactly.
Right, like one, he's stunning. Two, he's a movie star. Like it's hard.
yeah, and I don't know what it's like to have like my DMs flooded with attractive men, but if they were, I'm like I would definitely be sluttier.
Sure.
For sure.
It's funny
For
that you
sure,
say
I'd be
attractive
having a
men.
good time. Yes.
Or men you're attracted to.
Yes, men
Yes.
I'm attracted to. Let me just put it that way.
Of
Sorry.
course. No.
The DMs are technically open. But for the love of God, have a public profile. It's
Oh,
insane.
for sure.
Oh
It's
God.
so insane.
Yeah, it's like, what am I gonna like that you have a picture of the Brooklyn Nets as your Oh yeah, I like
Who's
the Nets
sliding
too.
into your DMs?
Yeah.
What girls are sliding into your DMs with the Brooklyn Nets as their
I picked
profile.
something that wouldn't that I knew
wouldn't signal to anyone.
Wouldn't signal anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Amazing.
it's annoying. Do you find it annoying that female comedians don't get DMs like that? Because it is like a double standard in some ways.
It's not. I'm not annoyed of like, oh, why don't I get hit on after shows?
Sure.
I'm more annoyed that like I really have to put effort and time aside to date.
Yeah.
And even just putting myself in positions I could meet people organically because it does not happen at shows. So that takes up so much of my social time and nighttime
Yeah.
that it's more, that's the part I'm annoyed, is when everyone's like, but you're out at shows doing shows all the time. Don't you meet people doing shows? I'm like, I meet people doing shows, but no one's like interested in dating me from that, because being on stage is like the intimidating, scary thing to a lot of men of they think you're going to talk about them.
Oh, and you are.
Here's how it works though. If I reference something, it's about you. Only you know that.
Yes.
Or maybe my closest friends.
1,000%.
But I'm not like, oh, this guy, Sebastian, has this podcast, Loud About Nothing. Let me tell you about him. Yeah. That's not what it is.
Well, I would love if you did do that. That would be an amazing plug. For me, that works. Talk about me all you want. No press is bad press.
Right, but like all jokes are inspired by something.
Yes.
Or sometimes you'll be like, I dated someone who said, and you say the line, but no one knows it's you.
Yeah, but the person can't face the honest, true version of themselves.
Right.
Which is brought to the stage. And it's exaggerated probably around their worst qualities.
Yeah.
We're exaggerating the worst shit about someone.
Right, but that's the thing with women. Women love it.
They like being brought to the stage.
They love if a comedian is like my girlfriend and even does a joke about them because they're like, I like that you're telling everyone you have a girlfriend. And like it's like funny to us to be like part of your act.
Have you ever been
part of someone's?
Yeah.
I was hooking up with a comedian for a while, and funny of each of us had a joke about the other person that was like vague, only we would know. But both of us we were like, the joke just wasn't good enough or consistent enough, so we both just stopped doing it because of that.
Interesting.
But it was it was like interesting. You're like, oh, a little inspiration for new material.
Sure.
But again, it wasn't anything specific.
That's good.
Yeah, mine was about like, have you ever hooked up with someone that just has one quality no one else you've ever hooked up with has, and they're good in bed, and now you're looking for that quality. And my example was like, he played the piano.
Yeah.
And I was just like, the minute I met another guy who was like, I play piano, I was like, you play piano? I turned into a creep where I suddenly was like, there's no proof in that.
Well, I hate to say, but did you notice the keyboard in the living room? I hate to bring this up, but I'm so bad.
You're like, have you heard of fur release?
Yeah, that's for babies. Wow. That's interesting. You played sports.
I did. Big sports gal.
What'd you play?
You want all of them?
Oh, you played everything.
A lot.
You played
let's say officially for school. In college, I played basketball.
Basketball.
I then ended up almost playing volleyball and basketball.
Really?
But the seasons bled too much that I would lose my starting spot for basketball, probably.
What position?
I was a small forward, 4.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a good time. But I played a lot of different sports growing up.
And where'd you go to school for that?
St. Lawrence University, D3.
Oh, nice. I love that.
Yeah.
Did you was it like so intense doing college sports? Like, because you practice nonstop.
It's a job.
Yeah, it takes away from your social life, right?
It's a full job, yeah. And the winter season is the longest of like you don't really get any holiday breaks. And then you kind of get punished for if your team's really good and you go to the tournament, you miss spring break.
Oh, that's brutal.
Like you'll miss the first weekend of spring break and then you'll miss the whole week if you make it to the second round.
I went to a college and people would leave their teams because they're like, I'm not getting the college experience because I'm like rowing all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ended up not playing my senior year.
You did for that.
And I really struggled with the decision. It was a few things. It was partly like the coach.
Okay.
I also was the only one in my class left by my junior year. So I was fully alone, and I was like, cool. And then literally every year, whoever would be my closest friend on the team would not play the next year.
Really?
Which was so frustrating it was so frustrating to be like, I'm a fucking senior, and it'd be like, pair up to, do free throws. And I'm the one being like, anyone want to shoot with me? And I was like, this is fucking depressing. Like
you became more of the loser on the team.
Yeah, I was like, how am I the biggest loser here? And I'm the senior, right?
Yeah.
But it's tough. And then on top of that, all of my friends that were seniors were like, any like fun event that was on the weekend, they could go or they could drink, and I couldn't.
You didn't drink in college, really? Then
I couldn't drink a lot. It's like I technically could, but I would have been a terrible player.
Yeah, totally.
And I would have gotten in trouble if I ever got caught.
Wow, you weren't allowed to drink?
Yeah, or smoke weed.
They tested?
Oh, wow.
So you could get randomly tested, but it's always a team thing. It's always like, this is what we do as a team, and like it's a bonding thing. And I'll never forget 2 girls that never played. One would play sometimes, but barely.
No, let's
played.
drag them.
Let's just
fuck them.
sorry.
They
never-
suck.
Sorry. All right. So
Saw the court.
So
They were so cool. Everyone wanted to pair up with them for free throws, though. You know?
Yeah, I know. They always got a free throw partner.
Yeah.
So 2 girls that never played.
Okay.
There was like school security. They were hanging out with 2 guys. This is their story of the security knocks on the door. They open the door. There's like weed out and a bong.
Sure.
And so then all 4 of them get written up. So obviously it gets back to the coach.
Okay.
And, the coach was like, tell the team what happened. And they're like, listen, we swear we were not smoking. We were hanging out with 2 guys who were smoking weed. They were like, we'll gladly take a drug test, but like, we're really sorry. Like, we put like the team in this position and yada, yada.
Yeah.
So
I love a yada, yada.
Whatever.
I just want to say.
I forget
We
what
do
the rest
love
of
a
the
No,
yada
speech is.
yada.
I just want to say yada yadas are great. I want you to continue your story, but I just want to say I
Yeah.
see you, I feel you, yada
Yeah.
yada. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I was checked out because I was like, they don't play. I don't care.
Sure, yeah.
Personally. But
Yeah, why would you?
right. So then it was a whole thing like the coach was like, okay, this is going to be their punishment is like they won't even dress for the game. Like they'll be in their sweats, not warm up. They have to sit, 2 games or something.
Yeah.
Yada, yada. I don't know all the whatever details.
Yeah.
Totally.
And I'll never forget, like, they were so adamant. They were like, we would gladly take a test just to prove to the team, like, we did not, go against the team's rules and, like, disrespect the team. And they never got tested. I don't know why. Whatever. I'll never forget being in the locker room or, like, talking to the other teammates, and a couple people were, like, so mad. They were like, I can't fucking believe they're smoking, like, da-da-da-da-da. They're like, how dare they? Like, they could really jeopardize our team, blah, blah. And I literally looked at them. I go, they don't fucking play.
Yeah, who gives a fuck? Also, who
I
cares?
go,
Yeah.
those people, I can't believe they come back to the team every year.
Yeah.
I go, ask me. I sit the bench a whole year. Am I coming back on the team? No. I'm going to go live my life. I was
Yeah.
like, don't be fucking mean to them. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
we need those people to practice with.
Yes.
Like, that I was like, I can't believe they're ever here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're literally your test dummies.
Yeah, that I was like, whether they smoked or they didn't, I'm like, they have to sit the bench. They sit the bench anyway.
Yeah.
I was like, who cares? You know
Didn't
what I mean?
dress. It was one less step.
Yeah,
It
like,
was beautiful. Laundry day came a week later.
Yeah, and I was like, I get that you're jealous. Like, yeah, it'd be nice to smoke some weed. I'm with you. But
Sure.
I'm like, we're not really jeopardizing the team here.
Yeah.
Like, all right, they got to do like a couple extra suicides and sit the bench 2 games? Okay. They're
Fine.
just sitting their bench in their full clothes as opposed to the uniform. Like, but I couldn't believe how mad people
Yeah, that's
were.
wild.
People took it really intense, and
Yeah.
it's interesting because D3, it's like
We're
is
not
there,
on scholarship.
Yeah, you're not on scholarship. Is there potential even to move up to a next level? Really?
You could maybe play in Europe if you're really, really good.
Sure.
Like we had a girl that was an All-American,
Uh-huh.
and I think another girl that almost was, but she was also 6'2",
Sure.
good forward. Like they both could have played in Europe if they wanted to.
Yeah.
But like
It's very
that's kind of
rare.
it. Yeah. And
Yeah.
that was also probably why I quit. I was like, well, I'm not gonna do the Europe route. I'm not good enough. And I also just was like, I want a year to just be a college kid. And I was very like, what am I doing after this? Like
Yeah.
I want a job. I want to be like really hitting the pavement on that. Maybe I'll intern during the winter break time, whatever.
What
But
do you
I was
want
like,
to do? Was it comedy at that point, or?
funny if I had teachers being like, oh, if you want to be a comedian, why are you here?
Oh.
And I was like, well, like you have to go to college, right? Like,
Yeah.
kind of thing. And I originally went to school to be a dentist.
Oh, wow.
But then I switched my major
To what?
to communications.
Of course.
But I was
That's
taking
the
it on
move,
the side.
baby.
But it was actually like hard. I would have to like do all these like editing classes and stuff.
I
Like,
did that. I went from engineering to communications. I
Yeah.
did 3 years engineering, and then
I know. I took all this. I took all the shit. I did all the work, and then when it
What
came
the
time for
fuck?
the DATs, I was like, I don't have it in me.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't have it in me for 4 more years of this.
Oh
Couldn't
God.
do it.
Totally. I literally won the engineering teachers because I was like a junior, being like, I'm dropping engineering. He's like, you're making the biggest mistake of your life.
Yeah.
What a fucking douchebag.
Yeah,
also.
that is.
Right?
Isn't it? I know.
He literally
Yeah.
said that. And I remember, I still hold that with me.
Yeah.
Because I did.
Yeah.
I could have had money and a family.
I know. You could have. I think about it all the time. Like I was like, oh, it's gonna take forever to be a dentist, and then my brother did it. He's a year older than me. But we would have went to school at the same time because he like had a gap year. And then all of a sudden I'm at his graduation. Like, well, that feels like it went quick.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit. Like now he's surpassing me in the money and the everything.
Yeah.
But I knew I wouldn't have made it through dental school.
They
I
say
just
it's
didn't
so
care
depressing.
enough. Oh, he was like, I have no respect for my undergrad degree.
Wow.
He's like, that's how hard it is.
Wow, that's so hard. I
But-
can't even imagine. Also, it's a sad job. They say it's like the most suicide rates.
That
Right?
It
is-
actually is one of the highest suicide
Yeah.
rates.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Because
It is.
you constantly see how the human form is decaying right in front of your eyes.
Oh.
every
Oh,
day.
wow.
Yeah,
didn't
you
know
look
about
at
that.
people's teeth and you're like, wow, we are just dying constantly.
Oh, I didn't know that was the
Oof.
reason.
That's the reason I
That you've made up.
surmise.
Projected.
I've heard other people say
Nah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
It's also actually lawyer and dentist are the 2 top professions of people that like want to be comedians.
Oh,
I could see
really?
that.
Yeah. And
I
then,
could see lawyer more than dentist. I wonder why dentist.
But I don't know. But it's funny that I'm like, oh, I went to school to be a dentist and I became a comedian.
Yeah.
And like my dad and my brother are dentists and they both have great senses of humor and like love comedy. So I don't know like what it is about it exactly, but
Interesting.
there's something. And then also weirdly, that suicide rate also high with comedians.
Yes.
So there's also like a weird like there's just something in the genetic makeup
There's
of
like
dentists and comics.
an intelligence around it that like is like, but probably like I'm not gonna be a doctor. I'm like smart. I know I should do something
Yeah.
good, but you know,
Mm-hmm.
oh God, to go to dental school seems so hard.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I'm happy you didn't.
I know. I mean, my bank account isn't. But, you know,
Sure.
But it's also, I would have a very nice life, but I would live in Binghamton, where I'm from,
Yeah.
most likely.
Freezing.
Because it's not even the freezing. It's just,
Not freezing.
I weirdly knew in my soul, like, I would not be leaving college or probably dental school in a relationship. And I was like, the thought of living in a small town by myself and being single, I was like, oh, no. I was like, I'd rather be struggling in New York City being single than loaded in Binghamton with nobody to date, like no company.
It's a small circle. It's like right? Everyone would, if you date one person, they know another person.
Well, that's a very, like, if you want to be dating multiple people, good fucking luck, because everybody knows each other.
Yeah.
So, like, someone will see you out and then see you out with another girl, like, 2 days later. Because my brother was single for a while, and he was like, I really have to be careful, like, even just going on, like, multiple Hinge dates. Not that there's anything wrong, but
There's
he's like,
nothing wrong with
he's
that.
like, the last thing I want is some reputation of the town of like, oh, you know, he's dated so many people.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Even though
That's
it's
so
like,
fucking annoying.
right? Because
So
you're like, it's one date. It's not.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything really.
They probably say in like small towns, they must say no to first dates a lot more often.
I don't know. I think it's just. I think they're actually more likely to say yes because your options like run out very quickly.
I was thinking they say no because they only have 3 first date shots.
Yeah.
Like I only
At
have
the same
3
spot.
chances. Yeah.
You can't be going to the same spot.
Oh,
I
if
guess
you're
for
going to the
all the
same-
first dates.
That's real
Also,
dicey.
in these small towns, there's just not a lot of options. I feel like to go out to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
let's
like,
bring
have
it
a good
let's bring
first
it to
date.
food.
Yeah.
No,
I'm kidding.
I was gonna say, people would throw the "you're making the biggest mistake of your life" around a lot in college, like specifically around like frats.
stand up.
All the frats would just tell every kid, be like, "If you don't join my frat, you're making the biggest mistake
Oh
of
my
your life,"
God.
and just raise the stakes to a ridiculous degree.
I can't with that. Did
Which
you
I
say
would
that?
never. No, absolutely not. People would tell me that other people told them that, and I'd be like, "Then go do that."
Were either of
I mean,
you in
I
frat
don't know.
life?
Yeah, we both were.
Oh.
I was
Um,
barely. He was.
I was
he ran.
tremendously involved, but
ran
it just
And what
frats.
school were you?
TCNJ, the College of New Jersey.
I almost went there.
Really?
Yeah, Binghamton and
almost went
TCNJ or
I didn't go to Binghamton,
No.
but I
they
almost
are.
went there. They had a good team.
Yeah,
But it was a
yeah.
backpack school.
It
Everyone
wasn't
I-
that bad.
The weekend I visited,
Really?
everyone was gone.
Sure.
Oh, wow.
And like, you know, you do the tour, you're meeting people on the team, and they were like, yeah, like not that much is going on this weekend. A lot of people went home, and then anyone I met was like, yeah, I live like 45 minutes from here, and I was like, oh, all you motherfuckers are so easy to go home.
I know.
And that's why I liked my school. It was like middle of nowhere, and so many people were like 5 hours away, and I was like, perfect, you can't leave.
Yes.
Because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
couldn't leave with basketball.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
nice. You want people around.
Yeah, I was like, the weekend I have like a home game, and then that Saturday night I can go out. If everyone's like just goes home, I'm pissed.
Totally.
Yeah.
I went to Manhattan College in Riverdale, and
Okay.
a lot of people, it was like close for people, but a lot of people from the city went there, so everyone was just excited to be in the city.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
all just had apartments in the city, so all my Staten Island friends would just drive to me,
Yeah.
and I would have like 8 dudes on the floor.
Hell yeah.
So it was like the opposite of like, it became a commute from my home to my
Exactly.
college,
Yeah.
which
you
was
have the
great.
party group. Yeah.
Yes, especially we
great.
were off the subway. It was like I
Mm-hmm.
never lived off the subway in Staten Island. It was like, and we could just drink and smoke weed in my house.
Yeah.
It was so exciting.
Yeah.
To smoke weed inside for the first time was literally one of the biggest deals ever.
Mm-hmm.
Do you smoke a lot of weed now?
You know what's funny? I haven't like smoked in a long time.
Edible.
College, I would do like my little piece or a bong.
Uh-huh.
But even then, like I wasn't huge into it, but I was more into it than drinking.
Oh,
'Cause a lot
ahead of your
times-
time.
Yeah, I just was like, you know, no hangover, no problem. Also, hilarious, before you're 21, it was easier to get weed than get booze.
Yeah,
So I was like,
yeah.
I'm better off getting this, you know?
The dealers don't check IDs.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
So, but now as an adult, I usually only just take an edible sometimes.
yeah.
Because it's just a smell thing. I don't want my apartment smelling. I also never learned how to roll a J. I'm a loser like that.
Well, now they got pre-rolls.
I
I know. I'll buy pre-rolls and people think
They
they're
got cones
so
too that
lame.
make it real easy.
Oh, yeah,
I
they
don't know
got
how to do
cones.
anything.
I have
and
seen
I could do
those.
the cone.
Yeah,
he
someone
has
else
the
would always just
cones.
roll it. So
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
all right, you know.
This weekend we went away and Robbie messed up taking a joint out of the container. That's how bad he is at weed.
That's
He ruined the
hilarious.
joint, pre-roll joint.
Yeah.
He couldn't take it out of the container.
Oh,
I would never
great.
trust him to roll anything. It was
Great.
wild.
It
Ripped
was
it in
wild.
half.
And then I had to like break it,
He
and it
gave
was
it
in a
to-
glass container with a cork. First of all, it was in a glass container with a cork, Why do you need a corkscrew?
It's
to
artisanal,
open?
bro.
Yeah, it was artisanal.
Yeah, we could have.
But I
Pirates of the
couldn't get it
Caribbean
out.
style.
It was stuck, and then I had to break it with glass. And then I tried to tape it, and he's like, "You can't smoke this."
Bro, he hands me.
I got scotched.
He hands me a joint and he goes, "There's glass. There might be glass in it, and there's tape. Can you fix this?" I go, "No, we throw it out. We're adults. So we don't need $15 worth of weed."
Yeah, it's not that much. Not even 15, I'd say.
Oh yeah, nothing.
No.
So after college, did you continue communication? Did you like?
Yeah, I've worked a lot of different jobs.
You came to New York right after.
Yeah, came right away. And then, so it was just coincidence that I was here, and then I always wanted to do comedy, and so I took a comedy class, was my, like, intro to comedy.
Beautiful. We love that.
Because I didn't even know what an open mic was.
Sure.
It was like, oh, I always want to be a comedian. How do you do it? I'm like, I don't know, so I just looked up comedy classes.
Yeah.
But it was great because I got to meet other people that were new, and so then I had people to, like, go to open mics with.
That is nice.
And it's funny to, like, see who's, like, still done it from the class.
And people still have.
Yeah, like Sydney Washington. Do you know her?
Oh yeah, I know
yeah.
She
Sydney
was in my
Washington.
class, and Christiana Jackson.
I don't know Christiana.
Christiana's a fun fucking time.
Really?
They're both great. Yeah.
Yeah,
But it was just so funny to be like, oh, started with those people, and like we're all still doing it.
Literally day one with those
Yeah. So like Christiana was like my homegirl. We would go to open mics together and stuff like that.
That is
It was
interesting.
really great.
I
But,
guess that's for like UCB, like my first class of improv. I'm like, who still is acting or doing improv stuff?
right. Or
Yeah,
I'll never
it's-
forget like. It was at Gotham Comedy Club, and like
Uh-huh.
Chris Mazzilli, the owner, like kind of made a speech to everybody. And Chris Stefano also got this speech. He took a comedy class.
Yeah.
And he literally was like, this is like going to the Olympics. Of like, you're all athletes, but like only a few of you are going to keep doing this and like really make it and do it.
Uh-huh.
And so it's so funny to be like, yeah, of the class I took, it's like 2 of us. Like,
Yeah.
Still doing it, or 3, Sydney.
That's pretty awesome.
You know, but it's like, oh, they knew. But you could tell from that first show, like, who really like wants this. And, like,
Sure.
loves doing it.
Who wrote a lot?
Yeah, and who's
there.
just funny.
Yeah.
The other part, you know.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, I forgot
They were
about
good then. Like, yeah, that part's important.
Yeah. That funny part.
Yeah.
What shitty jobs did you have to have then? What were you
Shitty
doing?
ones?
Yeah, what were you work or anything
Oh
you
my
liked
God, I've
or
worked so many things. I've done restaurants, hostessing. My very first job in the city was actually working at Express retail.
Oh.
Wow. Do you like the clothing there?
I did. I used to wear it like all the time. I don't
'Cause
really
you get
wear
a
it anymore.
discount.
Yeah, you get like half off whenever the new stuff would come in.
That's
which is
fucking
great.
awesome.
And like I think 30% all the other time.
What type of clothes is Express? It's slipping my mind.
It's like a perfect combo of like a little dressy, little casual. But I was tall and I would always get my jeans from there because they made them in long.
Oh my god!
So that's what
I
got
went
me to
out with a
start shopping
girl
there.
who did Express because they had long jeans.
Yep, literally the only reason.
I'm all torso, no legs. I'm all torso, no legs.
I actually just had to get my measurements, and I'm
Uh-huh.
literally 36 all around. I'm like 36 here, 36 waist,
Uh-huh.
and my inseam length was 36.
Are you kidding me?
Oh,
I'm
wow.
not kidding.
I'm a 30 and I'm 6'2".
Yeah, we have the
like,
same leg size.
I know.
He's
Like I had
4
shoes
inches
on,
taller
but
than
it's
me.
like for a dress, I'm a 36. But I was like,
Yeah.
that's so funny that I was like, oh,
You're
I'm just a 36 all around.
You're everywhere 36.
Yeah. And the measuring lady was like shocked at the waist. She was like, huh. I was like, yeah, I'm athletic. I was like, I'm a square. So thank you so much.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What do you get a dress for?
Oh, wedding. Classic.
In the party.
Yeah. You know.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's a
You see-
cousin's wedding.
Oh,
You
it's a
know.
cousin. You do seem like someone that keeps in touch with all your friends from college and stuff like that.
Well, what's funny is I'm the type of person that all of my friends are the type that we don't have to talk all the time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then we'll just catch up whenever and we'll talk for an hour. And it's like, got it, cool.
I love that.
Yeah, but like all my friends, we went to different colleges. That's
Yeah,
why
yeah.
I didn't go to Colgate because my best friend from high school was going. And I was like, I just want to go like where I don't know anyone and it's like I'm fully
A
free.
fresh start.
Yeah, fully free. And you don't feel that thing of hanging out with your friend and joining the frat with your friend and all that shit, right?
Sure, you get to make any choice that you want to do, you do alone.
Yeah, but I'll never forget my 2 best friends from high school being like, oh, this is why we're all best friends. Like, none of us were like sad about leaving high school. We're all excited for college.
Yeah.
And all of us were like, yeah, we're going to make new friends and like have a good time.
That's great.
And all our guy friends in our group were so like sad thinking about like leaving and
because
know.
men don't have friends.
They don't have friends. They don't.
And the older you get as a man, the harder it is to make a new friend.
Yeah.
What am I gonna go make a friend with someone who has a child now? Oh, are you free? No, the baby. You have to do shit. Yeah. What are we
Yeah.
doing here?
I know. We do comedy, so that's like.
Yeah, totally. I
You know.
could hang out with people whenever I want,
Yeah,
which
and,
is
and women
nice.
struggle too. By the way, I get that question
Do
all
you?
the time. Is like, especially just moving somewhere new. They're like,
Yeah.
what's the advice of making new friends?
You go to the girls' bathroom. That's I hear the fucking the golden key for friendship.
This is always what men think. They're like, don't y'all just make friends in the bathroom?
You
It's
do.
like,
You
no,
can't
we
say you don't.
Not legit friends.
How many times a girl has come out the bathroom giggling and because they had a blast? I'm like, what happens in this bathroom?
These are just compliments, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, compliments are, there's like a helpful attitude.
That's
Someone's fixing their makeup.
And someone will go, "Let me get you."
I've had someone do that to me because I don't know how to do my makeup.
They'll see you and they'll go.
So many times I've been doing my makeup in public and someone walks in and I immediately like shove everything in the bag like I wasn't. Because I know I'm like, they're going to watch me and be like, girl, that's not right.
Yeah.
I'm like, my bad.
How do girls learn how to do makeup? Like,
I mean, now it's like there's all this like YouTube videos and shit. But like
tutorials.
that wasn't around when I was growing up. So
Yeah.
like the bronzer I just put all over my face being like, I want to look tan.
Sure.
And now it's like, that's blackface and inappropriate. You're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, my
Yes.
bad.
yeah, I guess if your mom's not good at makeup, then like you're fucked.
Or just doesn't wear a ton. It always depends.
I know. My mom does something with her eyeliner, and I noticed my sisters both do that.
Oh, see, that's where it comes from.
And it is interesting. And I like don't see she does on the top and the bottom. Is that
that's
a
also
thing?
like a 90s trend.
It's a
the
90s.
bottom.
Really?
Yeah, now it's like everyone's doing the wing on the top.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't do it that well. I tried.
You tried?
I can't do it that well.
Are you like tonight's gonna be a makeup trying night? I'm gonna stay at home and do a little makeup.
No, I don't. My roommate's like that though. So
Really?
I actually have had her do my makeup for dates
Oh,
because she loves it.
that's awesome.
She's like, oh my god, like, and I'm like, go ahead, Talia, get after it.
I've done drag for shooting something, not for in real life. And
It could be in real life.
no, I know totally. It's for a web series, but I was so embarrassed to say web series. I did drag for a web series, and it was so intense to get my fucking makeup done.
It is.
It hurts.
It's crazy.
The eyeballs hurt.
I mean, drag is like over the top.
Yeah.
But it's more like I'm convinced this is why like men typically have better skin is because you're not caking makeup on.
Oh, I know.
Because the minute you get like some pimples, you're like, well, I want to cover it. But then anytime I do that, I feel like it just makes it worse, and then I get more pimples.
I know. It's totally true. I had a pimple the other day, and girls have the best advice for pimples.
Yep.
They literally, someone sent me a link to something to buy on Amazon.
Uh-huh.
They're like, get this, you'll be fine.
Yep.
I was like, this is amazing.
Uh-huh.
You know what I did I had the pimple the other day? I put toothpaste on my forehead.
Oh, yeah, the dry out.
Yeah, I put toothpaste, but then I woke up and I had a huge red circle and a drip of red down my head because my skin, it like dried out my skin so much.
Oh, well, you put way too much toothpaste. How much did you put?
I squeezed
Oh, no,
toothpaste.
dude, it's a dab.
No, I put a mound of toothpaste on
No.
my
Rubbed it in.
and I slept with a mound of toothpaste on my face.
Oh, it's just a dab. It's just a little dab.
Yeah, this is.
You also could get on birth control. That helps.
Yo, it is fucked up. Birth control shit is mad fucked up. How much
It
it fucks
is.
with the hormones.
Yeah. I actually gained weight. I got off of it, and then I gained 10 pounds.
When you got off of birth control?
Yeah, and I was like,
I thought
that.
it was the opposite.
It's usually the opposite. So then it made me be like, I got to go to like a hormone doctor or something. Something's off.
Yeah.
And they were like, I think you have PCOS and like all this other shit. And I basically tried I think I just hit a year of no pill, trying to be like, okay, let me see if this like fixes it.
Sure.
Because I also was having like period problems of like super long periods or spotting in between. I was like, I don't know what's going on. And I got off everything. I've been taking like over the counter, vitamins, all this shit. And I basically just like still couldn't like lose weight. I only ended up losing like a couple pounds.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, fuck it, get me back on the pill. Like,
Damn.
I was like, get me back on the pill.
Damn.
I started having like acne I was like, and I've never had acne problems my whole life. But it
Yeah.
was like I had been on the pill so long. I was like, oh shit. Now it's like that's your like regular.
Totally.
Damn.
I have friends that were like, they went on the pill at like 14 for like their periods.
Yeah.
And they're like 30.
Yeah, I didn't get on it till college, but my
Sure.
mom didn't want me to get on it. I had to get on it like without her, and it was because my periods were awful.
Yes, that's
Like,
why some
Yeah.
people
so
get on
terrible.
that.
Well,
Because
she would pick me up from school. I'd be on the floor like I couldn't move,
Damn.
and I'd be like, you have to like get me. And even then, she was like, I don't know. I think it messes with you. I was like, I can't move, woman.
Yeah.
I was like, you want to pick me up every, like, once a month?
Yeah.
Just to be like, hey, it's too bad.
it's wild to think about like the boys, how much we would be like, if a girl sat at a gym class, how it'd be like, Rebecca has her period.
Yeah. Oh
Like,
God, men are brutal.
The ball busting. I couldn't handle shit.
Yeah.
I broke my pinky. I like cried for a month. I'm
I
such
know.
a fucking pussy. And then like literally they have to just deal with pain. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, sure.
But how are you? This is the good part about men being disgusting.
Okay.
Is they typically are really fine with like any bodily fluid, a little blood, sex.
Oh.
They
Yeah.
don't care.
Not at
Nah.
all.
And it's funny that it's like women care more. But I was gonna ask like, what do you guys period sex? How do we feel?
Oh,
I've
1,000%.
gone down on girls.
1,000%.
I mean, this is the first time a guy did that blew my mind.
Yeah.
Where I was like, you
I'm
really
like,
don't
is it
have
heavy?
to.
And they're
Yeah.
like, nah. I'm like, all right, whatever. Let's do
Is
it.
it heavy? Do you have sisters?
I do have a sister.
Oh, see, this helps. If you have sisters,
Sisters help.
like,
Also,
you know.
I call him Moses over there. He's
Parts the Red
the
Sea.
kid doesn't even give a
Yeah?
shit.
Do you go down?
No.
I'm not with the period.
You're like, you're uncomfortable. We finally made
have.
Sebastian uncomfortable.
I know. Yeah, I have, but no, I'd rather if you're on your period, I'll just eat your ass.
Oh, wow.
Interesting. You'd rather eat the ass. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, that is.
Wow.
But period sex, I don't mind at all. I've said like normally a girl if they're on the period is horny, or
Yeah,
like
it's a weird thing.
It like relieves.
It depends what part of it, but yeah.
The pressure is never more.
It can help with cramps.
I know, but then the pressure's on. It's like a playoff basketball game. It's like I need to make her come,
No.
and then of course worst performance ever when the girl's on the period
Really?
because I'm like I know that if I can make her come, she'll feel a little bit better.
Funny. I was like, I thought it was also the penetration. I don't know.
Oh, maybe that's.
Maybe it's both.
I don't know.
This
Do
is
you,
very interesting.
But you say no to period sex. You're not.
No, I
about
don't
that.
mind. It's more like heavy. No. Because
Yeah.
that's a mess.
Oh yeah.
Because it's funny when men like, I don't mind blood. I'm like, I don't think you know what this looks
Yeah.
like. You know what I mean? I'm like, you guys, you really have no idea what we see in the bathroom
I
some
know.
days. Like,
Yeah.
Because I did have one guy, but he used to work in a hospital, something with old people, and he'd have to like change bedpans and stuff. And there would often be like,
Was this his kink?
What a description.
I know, like, but it was so funny. I would be like lightly spotting, and he still was like, no, he was someone like the sight of blood bothered him.
What the fuck is he doing?
But he
in the
was very adamant. It's like not because it's a period and you're a girl, and I think it's gross. He's like, it's literally. He's like, I worked with stuff like this for so long. He's like, it kind of scarred me in that way. But I still was annoyed. I was like, well, whatever. Turn the lights off.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Throw
Like,
a towel down.
turn the lights. You know what I mean? We were at my apartment. I'm like, you don't have to deal with the cleanup. You know
Oh
what I mean?
yeah.
But I was gonna say this. Are you annoyed because this happens sometimes
Uh-huh.
where you're like, oh, the period like just ended. I'm probably fine. You have sex and there's like a little bit of blood that gets on the sheets though. Are we annoyed as men?
I've
You're
had
like, you
to-
should have just told me.
No, you know what? You need to teach me how to clean it.
Oh,
Men don't know how to clean blood from sheets. Women like
funny.
they hydrogen
Yeah.
peroxide.
Well, immediately cold water actually usually.
Oh, okay.
Usually helps get it out. But
Yeah, that really
hydrogen
sets the mood.
peroxide.
I come quick and then I go, let me get the cold water. Really hot. They're gonna come back for more.
But like I mean, I've literally called my mom of like, how do you get blood out of stuff?
Yes.
Like, and I have when I stain my sheets, it's so hard to get it out.
I can't call my
it usually
mom
is always there. You could
and be like, and my mom
say
be
I had a
like, why?
nosebleed.
Oh my! When I was in high school, I was like in trouble a lot, and I hooked up with a girl in my grandma's house. She died, so it was like she's dead. So don't worry, my grandma wasn't there.
She died, so she didn't have to witness it.
Yeah. Maybe a ghost. But it was like downstairs attached to my parents, and we hooked up. And then she had a period all over. I was wearing white and one basketball shorts.
Oh my god.
Wow.
And it
Move.
had all over the front of my shorts because I just
Wait.
like pulled them down a little bit.
Oh, like you were on the couch or something?
I put her on the tape.
Damn.
This is a lot more detail.
That's kind of hot, but
Yeah.
yeah, white shorts.
No, it's not hot because my grandma still had my grandma's tablecloth with
I
the
mean-
plastic underneath, so it's, you slide it all around.
my God.
The noises.
This is wow. Okay, wait. So what happened after?
When I started this story, I forgot all the details.
Yeah, it's like I put it on the table. I'm like, that's hot, and that's like grandma's table, plastic.
Uh-huh. And it's weird because my mom would take pride that my grandma's house still smelled like her. And so it smells like my grandma. I'm fucking on her table. And
But it helped you last longer.
It 100% did.
That's why he went down there.
Some of the best moments I had there.
Yeah.
I
Like I'm a fucking stallion here. I keep getting whiffs of Nana.
I literally have
Oh
a cardigan hanging on my headboard. I'm like, I see you, grandma.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So And then there was like blood all over my white shorts. And I was like at the time doing like partying and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, we're going to leave and she's going to drive me. And so I had the white shorts. I stuck them in my pocket. I put on different pants and stuck them in my pocket. My mom's like, wait, what's in your pocket? Because she's thinking I'm sneaking out alcohol or weed or some shit like that. And I told the girl, I was like, just go. Because it would have been mortifying. And she pulls out the shorts and they're covered in blood. And my mom folds it up and gives it back to me. She goes, go ahead.
Your mom's a queen.
Yeah. That's very nice of her.
I mean, but what are you going to do?
Well, you know what's funny? The naiveness, or they don't want to think it's sex. Oh. So they immediately probably like, oh, this poor girl had like a terrible accident.
Yeah. No, I think what I mean? My mom wasn't naive.
My mom's pretty naive with that stuff.
Really?
She'd be like, ugh, I feel so bad. We've all done that where we've stained shorts and stuff.
Oh, no. My mom was asking me if I was fucking when I was, my mom was all about, it's like, she gave me a book called It's Perfectly Normal when I was like a child.
That's cute though.
Yeah, I learned about sex way too young.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because she told my older sister, and then it was like, okay, we'll just do the talk for everyone. My family was just very open in that, which is actually nice. But like, my mom definitely thought that was the first time I fucked. And you know what? My fucking wasn't.
How old were you?
Must have been 17, 18.
Okay, like you could drive.
Yeah. She drove. Right. Yeah, it was normal.
Makes sense. But that was a nice move. She was just like, okay, I'm not gonna.
Sure.
I won't get into this now.
No, yeah. What are you gonna do? I mean, clearly my mom knows I'm not bleeding. I'm not limping out of the home.
She's like, if it's you, this is a problem.
What are you looking for in a person right now when you're dating?
Okay, like what's my biggest green flags?
Yeah, what are you looking for?
Oh man, I mean, in terms of like personality, or what's my type appearance-wise?
Let's do appearance. Let's be shallow first.
Okay, we'll be shallow first.
Yeah, that is easy, right?
It is. Because I know.
Okay.
I like good teeth. That's my number one thing.
Oh, dentist.
Nice smile.
Dentist.
I like dark hair.
Beautiful.
Just not naturally into blondes, but I'm not opposed.
Shit on blondes. Who cares? They've had it fucking easy. Let's fuck blondes. Fuck blondes. That's why I have a hat on.
Well, it's also because I don't typically like very, very pale people.
Sure.
I like a little olive skin, at least a little tan, but I also like have dated multiple races.
Sure.
So I'm like, the race doesn't really deter me either way.
Totally.
Obviously tall is nice, but honestly, it's not like a deal breaker for me.
Not a deal breaker.
No, I think it's probably because I grew up in a short town, so like.
A short
town?
It's a very short town.
What do you mean?
Big up to the short town. Italians are small
Italians,
people.
Yeah, we're talking 5'4" adults.
Like, I'll never forget being in college. I call my mom. I go, yo, there's tall guys on the soccer team here. I didn't know tall guys played soccer. And my mom's like, we're just from a small town. Like, literally a small town.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, like, even like some of the football players, I was like, damn, some of these football players are like really big. Like, where in my town, it was like, if you were tall, it was like basketball, maybe lacrosse defense, maybe baseball, like first baseman. You know what I mean? Like, it would be, you would be specific positions in sports.
Like when a big baby was born, the town got all excited.
Literally. But it's like, all the shorties, like, usually were at soccer and other things. You know what I mean? But yeah, honestly, like physically, I don't think I'm super, super fussy.
Sure.
One thing I do not like is long beards.
Okay.
I can't. I'm not big on beards in general, but like when there's any kind of length to it, I'm like, the least you can do is have it trimmed to the face.
Let's be honest.
Not my thing.
Long beards are disgusting.
I do think they're gross. I think they never look clean.
They don't. Yeah. Especially some dudes be having thin, long beards. Like that you could see through them. Like they're opaque.
Yeah.
And then you could see food particles in them.
Oh, that's gross.
And to have a big mustache. And you know how often like you're sipping coffee, it hits the mustache. You're eating a burger, the ketchup gets on the mustache. That's just dirty.
Well, yeah. Also, I've had a mustache.
You have?
Yeah, and I take care of mine. So, so when a guy's got a dangly beard, I'm like, you can't just clean that shit up?
You're not, no double standards. You clean up.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Like, you know, I'm not anti, like, vagina hair or pubes.
Neither am I.
But it's also, like, still, like, keep it nice.
Sure.
Keep it a little nice. You know?
Yeah.
That's it. But,
doesn't have to be gross.
Yeah. But it's funny that, like, your physical appearance thing, like, I've definitely wavered more than I did in the past. But it is, like, if you put anyone I've hooked up with in a room, a lot of it looks like a family.
Wow.
Like, I really do have a type, and I didn't like realize it at first until I was like, man, this is like all of a sudden, oh, this is what I did. My last person I like dated, the guy who called me his friend. I several times called him the name of a different guy.
Stop.
Not to him, but to my friends.
Oh, thank God.
Just not even thinking. They'd be
Yeah.
like, damn, when'd you hear from Adam? And I was like, what are you talking about? I'm dating Adam. And they were like, you're dating Colin. And I was like, and all of a sudden I was like, oh, gross. And but they'd go, they literally look the same. I'm like, all right, it's enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, that's not mine. But it's also funny if that's the type that often hits on me.
Yeah.
So I was like, it is a mix of like, yeah, I'm into that, but also like, if I went by the law of only, let men approach you, I'm like, well, this is who approaches me.
Yeah, totally.
So that's also like not on me.
Interesting.
Like I don't pull super white dudes.
No.
Like super white, blonde. No. And I think a lot of times it's because they don't think I'm white is like part of it.
Oh, that
Interesting.
sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks that they're
But I've had it of people
judgmental.
being like, ooh, like they'll be attracted to me because they think I'm like Latino. And I'm like, I am Italian?
Sure.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, I could try.
Yeah,
It's an interesting thing where sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm almost like a weirdly somewhat exotic fantasy to some people.
Yeah, I guess
in a
some,
weird way.
waspy like dudes that from Connecticut.
Yeah, they're like, you look like my nanny. I'm like, oh.
What the
What
You know
the
what I mean?
fuck?
I'm
That's
like,
wild.
oh, gross. Not
That's
that they've said that
wild.
to me, but
No.
like,
Yeah.
and I think that's indirectly why I'm attracted to olive skin and dark hair, is I almost imagine like, what if I have this white looking baby in a stroller, and then people think I'm not the mom? I'd be pissed. You know? A
Yeah,
little
that's difficult.
That's super future casting, but
That-
anyway. But it
You're
is
thinking
like
season 5.
yeah. But it's interesting of like, again, it's like the first time you're with someone. Like I remember, like I did like date this bald guy, and I was like hooking up with him for a while, and then it was like, oh, like I'm into bald dudes now.
Oh.
Like, and I think
Yeah.
that's more of an age thing. Like when you're young, you're just like, that seems like too old for me.
A bald dude.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
indirectly, you're like, oh, that guy's like however old in your head.
At what age do you get over balds? What age do you
Well,
think
it's
a woman
kinda-
gets over balds?
It depends. Some women never get over it.
Yeah.
And that's something that I'm like, I'll go to bat for shorter dudes, bald dude. Like, I'm like, listen, don't knock it. It's great.
yeah.
But actually, bald men have more testosterone. FYI.
When girls say that, it feels very patronizing. It feels very much like your mother, like, he actually is very good, you know? He is hot, I swear.
I know. I just think it's an aging thing because, like, even when
Yeah.
I was younger, it'd be like, I could recognize someone as attractive that was like salt and pepper hair,
Sure.
but they just felt too old for me.
Yeah,
Like, I was like, I'm not. Like, it almost was like, oh, you feel like my dad in a weird way. But it's just like, as every year you get older, I'm like, oh, no, I like a little gray. Like, it doesn't bother me now.
Totally.
But it's also just like, I also, like, look older and...
which is normal.
I don't know. Yeah.
It's normal for who you're attracted
To change.
to change
It
and
should
grow.
change.
It should.
That's when we have a problem.
It's
Yeah, for
actually
sure.
beautiful that it does.
Yeah, that's like I used to like so clean cut, like not even scruff.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's like when I was 15.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, yeah, you're a teenager.
Yes.
So like that feels like a older man to you.
Totally.
But then it was like, oh yeah, now like some scruff, a little beard, I like, just not the length. I can't do it.
I knew some girl, and she was, I guess, like 28, and she's like, when did all these men go bald? She's like, I can't believe I'm going to have to start dating a bald man one day.
Hilarious.
I'm
I
like,
mean, you don't have to, but
No, you don't have to, but yeah,
yeah.
a lot of good men go bald.
Yeah. Or like, okay, I feel like this is good advice I've
Okay.
gotten and I try to follow or tell people is like when it comes to like what you want physically in a person, it's like you really can only have two things that you're like, these two things for sure.
Cool.
So like a lot of women that are like tall, they'll be like, I need them to at least be taller than me.
Yeah.
But then they're willing to waver on so many other things.
Yes.
But it's like, I'm like, yeah, it's like if you have a whole list of like 8 things, I'm like, mine's really like teeth is really my thing.
Cool.
That it's like, that's, I think I've maybe hooked up with one guy that didn't have like nice teeth.
Yeah, that's hard.
And
man.
then I felt poked during the makeout.
Oh,
And I was
is
like,
that
oh, I got a
bad?
snaggle tooth.
Oh,
I got
no.
a snaggle tooth.
Oh.
No.
Damn.
I was like, oh, I can't.
I mean, you come from a family of dentists.
I know, and it's something like
You
I
got an
never
excuse.
realized it
Yeah.
until
Yeah.
like my friends pointed out to me. They were like, "You are always attracted to dudes that have like really nice smile and good teeth." And
That's
I was like,
great.
"Damn!" I was like, "I do."
Also, it's nice when someone's happy to see them and they go, oh, they got hotter.
I know.
When they're happy, they're hot.
Right?
Yeah.
My mom has tried to like convince me on guys though, where she's like, "I mean, we could fix the teeth," and
I
I'm like,
mean,
"No, I don't like that though."
It's one of the one things you can fix.
You can fix.
you can, but some I'm like, that's a hard fix though.
Yeah.
Some people you go, "Oh, they just never had braces."
Oh, yeah.
Where you're like, oh, it's just a little crooked, straighten them out, fine. But they're
Sure.
still good teeth. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But it's like, but I hate the thing of so many women do that where they'll meet a guy and they go, oh, I'll change him.
Yeah.
Like,
You
I'll
gotta tell
fix
me.
this, I'll fix that. And I'm like, listen, like buying a dude a better shirt is one thing, but
Sure.
like I'm like, at what point in the relationship am I like,
Getting him.
so you
Yeah.
want to go home to my dad and like maybe get Invisalign? Like, that's not like
Yeah.
something I could casually drop.
Can I shave your teeth down and put
Yeah,
veneers
you know
on
what I
top?
mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's brutal.
Oh, you don't
So-
gotta tell me how many times. Not how many times. It has happened. A couple. Someone will be like, "Oh yeah, we'll start eating healthy
Yeah.
together." It's like, go fuck yourself. But can you help me?
Like, we're on a diet. You're like,
Yes.
I didn't agree to this.
Yeah.
Or it feels like so many times with people, like the only time you're allowed to make something like braces, be like, maybe you should do this, is like when your wedding day is coming.
Oh.
Where you're like,
Yeah.
oh, like, you know, we're spending all this money on this day and nice pictures and, you know,
Yeah.
whatever.
And then you have to say, "This is what I'm gonna do for me." What are you thinking about doing for yourself?
literally. Ugh, that
Yeah.
stresses me out so much.
Me too. So,
But
what are you
yeah.
looking for green flags for, like emotional wise, or like?
Personality.
Personality wise.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone always says good sense of humor, but that's like very vague.
You know,
Yes.
I was just saying the other day to someone, like, when I saw this thing, when guys say good sense of humor, most of the time they mean someone that will laugh at their fucking jokes,
100%.
which is so fucking stupid.
And when women say it, they mean a man that will make me laugh.
Yes.
Yes.
And I want someone to make me laugh too.
That's why I hate the sense of humor answer, even though I
Yes.
just gave it, because so many guys say that, and I'm like, well, I'm funny. And it's like, they'll be bothered if I don't find them funny all the time.
Yeah.
I know. A joke that bombs is hilarious. If we
Yeah.
could both agree it bombed.
Right. But it's stupid because I'm like, a good relationship is improv. It's not
Yes.
stand up. It's improv.
Yeah.
1,000%.
We should be laughing together.
We should be doing bits together.
Yeah.
We should be getting on board with the same thing. As an improv
Yeah.
guy, I'm like, I just want someone that will play.
Yes.
Just play with me.
Yes. Like that's it's like I have inside jokes in my own family.
Yeah.
And so often they are poking fun at somebody.
Totally.
But they're like that quotable thing you say later. Like one time I like bought something with my dad's credit card and he got mad and I was like, but it's a write-off. And he was like, you don't even know what a write-off is.
Yeah.
And then there's like Seinfeld has some, clip and Schitt's Creek has a clip, but like we were watching Schitt's Creek as a family and then that scene happened. But all the time now, if like, I'll be like, Dad, can I have this? And he'll be like, how much is it? And I just go, it's a write-off. And we just laugh. Like,
Sure, yeah,
we
yeah,
just laugh
yeah.
even when it isn't. But it's now the like funny thing that, something like that.
And you know what that is? That's not ego getting in the way.
No,
That's
it's
like
not.
we can laugh at ourselves. I think laughing at yourself is a better like statement than like
Yeah.
have a sense of humor.
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
there's been so many times like we're getting in trouble, but then someone cracks a joke and then you're like just laughing about it.
So good.
So it's like that's what sense of humor means. It's just like someone you have the same sense of humor with.
Yeah.
Like I'm like trying to think of like a TV show example of like Friends is very polarizing. Let's put that out there.
Okay.
So many people are like it's not fucking funny. I hate that show. Blah blah blah. And then other
I
people are
never
like,
saw
I
it.
love that show. I
Me
think it's
neither.
hilarious. But something like that is like that's having a good sense of humor to someone is just do we both find this show
Yes.
funny?
That's
Yes,
true.
Yes,
like
yes.
something like that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
But like in terms of like, yeah, it's like it's hard because it's just like I just want someone that like I enjoy their company.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's number one. It's just like who do I enjoy talking to and like I would actually look forward to hanging out with. Or ultimately, it's the who do I love doing nothing with.
That's what it's
Yes.
gonna end up being.
Yes.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, like when I have time to date and be with people, a lot of times I want downtime because I'm running around a lot.
1,000%.
So I'm like, I'm pretty low maintenance. If I'm like, yeah, can we just like have dinner and then chill?
That's
Like
amazing.
I'm like
Yeah.
more like I just want. This is the night I get late. Like we don't need to be out at the bar
Yeah.
Oh,
till
that's
2.
so
What am I doing?
nice.
That's
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Like,
Let's just hang and laugh. And,
Yeah.
Oh.
but in terms of like, I guess it's like if you could describe qualities in a person, yeah, it'd be like definitely like work ethic, a hard worker.
You work hard,
Yeah,
so you need someone.
I've dated people where I was like, their work ethic was much lower than mine, and I was
Sure.
like, I don't like this, and I honestly would not really respect them.
I don't blame
I,
you. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I just was like, especially if you are not a hard worker and then you complain to me about something, I'm like, that's on you, dog. That's not.
Yeah.
That's not me.
Yeah. I say this to myself. I go, I can't complain about problems I'm not trying to fix.
Yes.
Like just
Exactly.
like yeah, that's your boy. He reads a little bit.
You're like, I've read a couple of those books. I've read Attached or whatever.
Yeah, but like also it's okay. Some people don't value like it's not like life isn't work for them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Life is about like going outside and enjoying nature.
Yeah.
Like and that's beautiful too.
Right.
But that's just not who I am.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, I'm like, what, hard worker, loyal, obviously. But like in general, I guess it's more like family oriented is a big thing
Mm-hmm.
for me because it's like I would like to have kids. I want someone who also is like gung ho about having kids.
Yeah.
And I always am more attracted to guys when they're very close with their siblings. Because I'm very close with my siblings.
See,
and some people find that fucking weird.
Oh, this is interesting. I said the exact opposite. I said I would love to find someone that's not close with their family because I'm so close with mine.
Really?
I don't want to have to fucking choose holidays.
Oh, that's kind of cute in a way.
No, but it's not. It's also just like, yeah, just be part of my family.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I would love someone to just join my family.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the saying, you marry the family.
I know.
But it technically usually is only true when the family is close by.
Yes.
Yeah.
If they live like a plane ride away, you don't really.
Not at all.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, okay, you only have to put up with seeing them a few times a year. Like, that's fine.
That means nothing.
Would you
Yeah.
move for someone to a different part of America?
Well, what's hard is like with comedy, I'm
Yeah,
like,
you got to be in New York.
unless I'm, selling theaters and whatnot,
Sure.
like a Dave Chappelle, who's like, I live in Ohio now, chill.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, unless you're that
Yeah.
level, it's like we gotta be at least outside of New York or like outside of LA
Sure.
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
So that's the part that's hard. Or like my parents don't live right outside New York; they're 3 hours away. So
Oh, really?
yeah, so it's like, yeah, if they had family in Jersey somewhere and we're looking at a house in Jersey, and he was like, I think we should be near my family, I'd be like, well, yeah, being near someone is nice, especially with kids. It's very helpful. Like,
Sure.
so it's like a never say never, but it's just logistically very hard
Yeah.
with what I do work wise. So
Yeah, totally. It's hard. Also hard to date. What like doing shows at night and stuff like that.
it is.
It's
Yeah,
fucking hard.
yeah, it's
Like,
hard.
great. Do you want to hang out at 11 a.m.
Yeah,
for an hour? I could do that.
I'm also very easy to cheat on. Because it's like I have a website that says where I'll be, what time I'll be there.
Yes.
Just pick a bar with your mistress that's not near there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think
You
about
know what I
that?
mean?
Do you think about that? Like being
A little bit.
Do you get nervous around cheating?
No, it's just there was one time I remember I was seeing a guy, but it was that like nothing official, blah blah blah, and I
The
figured
worst
out.
phase.
Yes.
Literally
Yeah.
between the like month before it's official and not is the most uncomfortable phase you'll ever be in.
It's so funny you say that because I'm like literally the commitment part comes from the man.
Oh yeah.
That I'm like you could lock that in whenever you guys want. You
I
don't
didn't
seem crazy.
I didn't finish my sentence. It's uncomfortable because I don't want to commit.
Yeah.
It's uncomfortable because it's like how
You know,
long
he's
can we
aware.
stretch-
Yeah.
He's aware of the uncomfortability of his partner.
I am Robbie in the car.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. No, but
So
it is
funny.
awkward, like that moments. Yeah, but
I was gonna say what are those classic non-commitment lines you give to
Oh.
stall? What do you do? What do you do? We've all heard them. I've heard a million of them.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, I've said that.
I once kind of started to bring up that conversation. I had a guy go, "Oh, he goes, do you think we're there yet?" And I got nervous and was like, "No, we can talk about it another time."
Yeah.
But really, it's like that dude always knew it was gonna be a no.
Can I tell you this? If I don't commit, it's just because I'm scared.
Scared of what?
Scared of being hurt.
Scared of being hurt?
Yeah.
When's the last time you had your heart broken?
4 years ago.
4 years. Okay. You?
A long time ago. 8 years ago?
8 years ago. Are you afraid of commitment too?
Sure. I'm afraid of a lot of things.
Like this is the part that I'm confused.
Yeah, I would
okay?
say so.
Okay.
I mean,
What
I'm
do you
You have
my
a girl
lines.
and you really like her.
Yeah. I was
You
just
really
thinking
like her,
about it.
right? And still, even the girl you really like, is it because you just want to keep your options open? Or it's literally just the fully like, oh, if we're fully doing this.
I guess this is where we say it. I guess I'm just scared that I'll be hurt that bad again.
But what was so bad about the last time? Just you loved her and then it broke up.
It was bad.
Like
Tears, howling to the moon, crying. I
You
cried
crying.
so much.
yeah, you're gonna cry after a breakup.
Hurt.
That's what it is.
And then I went through phases. It's easy to be alone. It's easy to
funny.
It's
That's
easy to never get on the ride.
no, it's easy to be in whatever you're used to.
Yeah, which I'm used to for so long at this point.
Yeah,
I've been
I've
single
been-
since 2014.
I've technically been single since 16. Of
Yeah.
like someone calling me their girlfriend.
Yeah.
Wow, your dad
Yeah.
should have let you go.
I know. He
fuck?
ruined
He held you back.
He ruined my streak. I'm telling you. But it's like I only had 2 guys I'd count that I'd really dated 4 months, not dating other people, blah blah. Or
Yeah.
the friend one called me his girlfriend when he dumped me. I was like, this is wild.
Oh,
but
I can't fucking stand
that's
Yeah.
crazy. He was like, I have considered my girlfriend for some time. I literally go, no. I go, don't give me some bullshit consolation prize in this conversation.
Yeah,
I was
might
like, have
done
you ever
something
called me
similar.
your girlfriend to anyone?
Oh.
And again, no friends. So he was like, he just was like, oh, no.
Stabby.
I go, so it doesn't fucking count.
Yeah,
Even though your parents knew about me, all that shit. Anyway,
Yeah.
sorry. That's a sidetrack. I forgot what I was asking you.
It was about my commitment and. being-
Yeah, or just you just get used to what you're used to.
Oh yeah.
So like
I'm
that's why
used to-
breakups are so hard for me anyway. Is like I will go for so long just like not even really liking anyone. Sure, I'll go on
Sure.
dates, I'll try and like whatever. But like the last guy I was like seeing and hooking up with, I like really liked him. And then when it ended, I was more upset and sad of just like, why does this keep happening? Like why can't it ever just work out?
Yeah.
On a base level of just like commitment.
Totally.
Sorry, like
Yeah.
boyfriend girlfriend. Because even I was sitting there being like, yeah, that doesn't mean like for sure we're getting married. But he was someone that has always been in serial monogamous things and long term.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
for him, he's like, if I call you my girlfriend, that means we're probably gonna be together 5 years and go through a traumatic breakup.
That's where my head's at.
Right. And for me, I'm like, all my relationships have been like 4 months.
Yeah.
And I'll
Yeah.
still be very upset. Like I'll still be very sad
I
after.
need a
Yeah.
4-monther.
No. Now he's talking. I was talking
This
about
is a
this.
good plan. Thank you so much.
I was talking about this a few days ago, and you were like,
Don't
That's,
you? I know I'm being an ass on purpose.
Yeah.
I'm so
It's-
sorry.
it's weirdly an option on Hinge. You can put like open to short-term relationships.
Yeah, I don't understand
which is
that.
stupid. It's like what?
It's either like, oh, I'm just looking to have fun and hook up with someone, or I want to build something. I don't
Yeah.
understand the short
or
term.
most people they're like, yes, I want a relationship with the person I like,
Yeah.
and I just don't know if I like you. Like where it was women, if you say, oh, I would like a relationship, any man you say that to thinks you mean with them. And it's like, buddy, we've been talking 10 minutes. Like, I don't know if it's you.
Yeah.
You know, so you have to add that. You have to be like, yeah, I would like to be in a relationship. I don't know if that's with you yet. We just met.
Yeah.
Sure.
Relax. It's the
That's-
same thing with kids where you're like, I would like kids. Not right now.
Yeah.
Not like, I'm not going to make you impregnate me in a week. You know, like, you have to, like,
You know what?
pump brakes. But it's just so interesting because I'm like, anytime a man has been weird about the girlfriend title, I'm always like, you know you can break up with me, right?
I
Like,
know,
I was
we don't
like-
feel
So
like that.
nuts.
It's not.
Like,
I don't
it's-
feel like that's. Yeah.
I'm like, maybe I'm just ruthless with that. If I'm like, the minute I'm like, this isn't
Yeah.
working, and like I know I'm not marrying that guy. I'm like, oh,
Sure.
I gotta end it. But
Yeah.
but it's just wild to me that so many times I'm like, what if I was your girlfriend? What changes from what we're doing right now?
I guess.
And they never have an
emotionally-
answer.
Emotionally, it changes in our head.
Really?
Yeah, I guess in my head, emotionally, it changes like, this is my person. I have to, no matter what, I'm here. No matter what, I have to ride for this person.
And I'm
I-
like, is it an age thing?
I guess girlfriend implies that I'm gonna be building something long term. It's like, what am I doing? I'm 29 years old. Like, why would I waste this person's? Especially if we're around the same age. It's like, I don't want to waste your time. If I could be loyal and go on dates
Yeah.
and have fun for 3 to 4 years and then make this decision in 3 to 4 years, but like then I'm like, I'm just wasting this person's time. And if I love them, they need to.
Yeah.
And I'm not ready to like start building, and they are ready to start building. It's like, all right, you should do what you're trying to do and like be more intentional about what you want, because I'm just wasting your time.
Interesting.
Kind of.
I do think it's an age thing because it's like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if I was
'Cause
dating a
'cause I am
24-year-old,
now, like,
we could be boyfriend and
Yeah, where
girlfriend
I'm
for 3
at
years.
now-
I wouldn't feel as bad wasting someone's. I wouldn't view it as a waste of time, I guess.
yeah, where I'm at now, I'm like, if
Yeah.
I call you my boyfriend, that means I truly do see a future with you.
Yeah, you're trying to be
Yes.
intentional about what you're
Yeah.
doing.
Yes.
But I'm still like, I'm the type of person that doesn't take me that long to figure out
Yeah.
That's
or
good.
like want to commit anyway.
Sure.
But it's like, yeah, breakups are terrible. They suck. But
Yeah.
I will let you know, this is something I want to be better at. So I joke about it, being aware
Okay.
of how I want to do better.
okay, that's fair.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah. I was like, what's your breakup move? How do you cope? Any breakup advice?
Oh, with breakups?
Because it's post Valentine's Day, so there's gonna be
Breakups?
people out there right now having breakups.
I
For
mean,
sure.
here's the thing. Mutes, don't block. Just mute them. Let them, like, still follow. Just mute them.
Why?
Really?
Why?
I would block.
Yeah, what are you doing?
I just mute.
No.
He's also
What?
nothing.
Do you work with these people?
No.
If there's no connection in real life of I might possibly run into them, absolutely block them.
If you're actually trying to get over them,
Yeah.
yeah, it's harder that way.
The girl from 4 years ago, she blocked?
Yeah.
Good.
It's just the situation.
Is he lying? I think he's
No,
lying.
he's 100%
No,
serious.
1,000% blocked.
He's
But did you
100%
block her or she
serious.
blocked you?
On different platforms, different ways.
Funny. Okay. So it did end badly.
It was
All
an
right.
eye for an eye.
Okay, that's the
we've
thing everyone
communicated-
needs
yeah.
to get over is
yeah.
just because you block somebody doesn't mean like you're losing the breakup and you're the one that's not over it. That's why it's like do it immediately.
Yeah,
And it's
I
literally just
think
like,
you
hey,
should.
we ended. I think it'll be best we just don't see what each other are up to. Help us both get, move on. That's it.
Interesting.
But I've been there where you don't do it right away, and then I've wanted to do it 2 months later because I'm like, I'm still thinking about this guy and I'm not over it. And then that feels like I'm fucking losing. I was like, oh, you thought you could be a cool fucking girl and just, mute them and be all like, oh no, we're like still cool. It ended, not badly.
Yeah.
But it would drive me crazy because when you mute people, you still see their name pop up when they like other photos. And those people
and when
are,
they watch your story.
and those people are in your fucking algorithm
Yes.
forever.
Yeah.
They will not go away.
All right, we're blocking.
So
You
I
gotta
was
block.
that made me block an ex. I was like, if I see him like one more hot girl's picture, I'm gonna show up at his house and fucking joke him.
Would you
Like,
are
I
you
was like, I
pissed
can't.
at if you date a guy and he likes other girls' pictures, like they're not people in his life, like a porn
Oh no,
star's
these are
photo.
people like in our mutual life.
Oh,
that's
okay.
why I'm
I
annoyed.
think
What about
that's-
if he likes? Yeah, I like everything.
He likes Gabrielle Union's picture. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gabrielle Union ain't answering your call.
Yeah,
You know
totally,
what I mean?
totally.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
no.
I
It's
used to-
also like a follower number thing.
Sure.
But it drove me nuts. Women are too good at stalking you that he's dated 2 girls since me and I knew exactly who they were based on Instagram.
because
I
of
fucking
likes.
nailed it because he doesn't have that many followers. So I was like, you get 20 likes on a picture? Like, I go to your picture, I go, what's the one with the lowest amount of likes? I look through those bitches because I'm like, who's liking this pic? It's clearly someone you're talking to.
Oh, yo.
Yeah, that's
Actually,
hilarious.
girls are.
Yo.
And
And also, the girls that look like me. Easy. Boom. I'm tall. You date me, you like tall women.
Yeah.
I immediately found this chick. Turns out she's Italian. Turns out she knew my neighbor I grew up with. They went to NYU grad school together.
Oh my God.
All of a sudden, like,
Yeah, you
fast
gotta
forward,
block.
my friend's 30th birthday, I see him in a story in the background. I was
Wow.
like- and I go, I fucking nailed it. I knew you were dating that bitch. And I
Yeah.
just knew it. I just knew it.
Girls are. I've been sat down by an ex and presented with the case. I've been
I
presented
never
with.
present it.
No, it's been like, I know that you are talking to someone new. I see this.
I know who it is.
Yes, and
we know who it is.
I don't know how they fucking figure it
Yeah.
out.
I mean, for me, it's a little easier. I'm like, if you like tall Italian bitches, there's 7 of us.
Yeah.
So I will find the other ones. I will find them.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
that, but
Wow.
but it was something I was like, why do I know this? I shouldn't know this.
Yeah.
Block.
And it was just too easy to figure out. But then I'm stalking the other girl.
Of course, and she did nothing.
Because you know what it was? We dated. I was never posted anywhere.
Stop. How long did you date?
4 months.
Okay.
But not even a story.
Oh, not even a
Something.
story.
Nothing.
I say a story should happen
Nothing.
4 months.
Right?
Yeah.
But it was this weird thing of I was like, I bet you he's never going to post any other girls, what I was telling myself. And so then I was stalking his shit to almost like make sure of that. But then I sat there and was like, but what's going to happen when you do see it?
Yeah, you'll just
Just
be
be
upset.
sad.
I'll just be upset.
Yeah.
So it was like, you just got to block this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
And-
right.
But it's easier advice. I didn't block my ex for 7
Yeah.
years. So, like, yeah, you should block, but I don't do it.
Like, it's hard if you go to school together
would never
and
block.
you see them a lot because
Sure.
then you feel like it's a weird fuck you, but it's not fuck you.
I don't
That's
go-
why if you do it right away, it's just like, hey, this is just better for both of us.
Yeah.
And block everyone on Venmo.
Oh, yeah.
That's how I found out he was dating another girl because it just popped up. But get this. Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
What?
I
What
was-
a cheap fuck.
Okay, listen. Here's the thing, I
Oh,
dated
that's
him,
hilarious.
but I was like,
Yo, hit you with
Yo.
the request after the Valentine's
Yo.
meal?
no.
Okay, what happened?
Right? No,
Yeah.
but I literally,
Yeah.
that made me be like, oh, I'm so glad I'm not with this man. I'm
Yeah.
not above paying for a date and picking up shit here and there. But Valentine's Day, I'm Venmoing you? Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Fuck off. No, hell no. Hell no.
Hey,
I would Venmo you, we're breaking up.
yes. Oh my
Thanks.
God. I'd send the whole amount and be like goodbye forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Wow.
Crazy, right?
You have yeah.
Like, that was the only plus side
totally.
to not blocking him on Venmo, is it made me really get over it. I was like, oh, she's in hell.
Sure. Totally.
She's in hell.
She must have been mortified.
Apparently not. Because then I'm creeping the fucking transactions.
And they're
And I'm like, oh, y'all are splitting a lot.
damn.
See?
That's
But it's...
I have no money and I don't split. Like on first dates, I won't unless they like insist on like being like, no, it's a rule. You know?
Can I tell you something I stopped doing?
What?
I stopped making the reach or the offer on the first date.
Oh,
That's
wow.
fine. That's totally fine for me.
I know a lot of men, they're like, I like the at least reach, at least offer, but I'm like, no, I'm not doing it anymore because I would raise my son to pay for the first date.
Totally.
And I'm like, if I'm dating for a future, I also
Yeah.
want that person to have that mentality.
I love that. Also, it's so expensive for women to get ready for a date.
It's expensive
Yeah.
to be a woman. That's
Yes.
the part y'all don't understand.
Yes.
Like, you want me to have my nails done? You want me to not have a mustache and get
I-
laser and fucking, like, all this shit? It's crazy.
And like having sisters, I like know it's like they need to buy 40 pairs of shoes to go with every different fucking color.
Okay, that's, a little extreme. But yeah,
But that's what it was. when I
Makeup
was-
alone.
Yes, makeup
makeup alone.
is crazy.
A foundation, a good one, is like $45.
Really?
$50. Right. So then also with dates, this is what you think too, is like, you're paying for you, and then what is it, an extra 20 for me if we're just doing drinks? Like,
Yeah.
it's really not that much money.
No, yeah.
No.
And also, it's like, I've dated some broke losers.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, I one time went out with I was dating this guy, and he was at my show, and then after I was like, oh, I'm a little hungry, and I was like, oh, this place is cute. You want to just like get some food? And he was like, to be honest, he's like, money's a little tight right now, yada yada. And I go, don't worry about it. This one's on me.
Oh, that's
Because
nice.
I just was like, we're having a nice night. I'm hungry. Like, let's just have dinner.
And
right?
that must have been hard for him to say.
No, I mean,
It's the reality.
it wasn't like our first date.
Oh, okay.
It was-
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
just
yeah.
like, I'm like, I'm hanging out with this guy, whatever. And I like had really cheap rent at the time. I was working multiple jobs. I was like, I'm doing all right. I could, whatever. I'm like, yeah, we'll
Sure.
split something. Cool. I pay the tab. Then we're like walking to the train after, and we're like talking. And then we get on the train to go back to my apartment.
Uh-huh.
And all of a sudden he goes, oh, that's what that smell is. I was like, what? And he goes, man, the other day you smelled like something, and I couldn't put my finger on it. And I realized it's the E train.
Oh.
I go, what? He goes, do you take this train a lot? I was like, excuse me?
Oh.
And all I thought in my head was, I just fucking paid. That's all I thought. I was like, I don't care if I smell like shit.
Yeah.
No comment.
You
on the
smell
smell.
like the each.
The E train.
So specific.
Oh,
Literally.
not
I
the
was
A,
like,
not the C, just the E.
Yeah, like he didn't live in New York. That's why he was a little like, oh, you smell like the subway. But I was like, dude, what the fuck did you just say? Like,
Oh my.
but I literally was sitting there like, and then I got so mad, and then I was like, I'm just gonna be silent.
That's what you do when you get mad.
Oh, well, in that moment, I was like, I'm not going to make a scene. I'm not a scene person. And also, I was
Yeah.
like, I'm just going to punish you with a silent ride
Oh.
and watch you sweat.
Can I tell you, that's the silence is a punishment.
Yeah, it is.
It's such a brutal
It
punishment.
is. It worked. He was like sweating the whole ride. All of a sudden, he'd try to like make a little joke. And I just would act like I didn't even know who this man was. I was just sitting on the train. Like, and he was like, what stop are you? I go, well, I'm getting off at this stop. I don't know where you're going. Like, I was like, you think you're coming back to my apartment? I just paid for dinner and you called me?
Yeah, belly full of pad thai.
Yeah.
Saying you smell like the subway.
I was like, you're welcome for dinner. Fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, anytime,
that was it.
anytime a man uses his card on me,
Yeah.
I'm on my best behavior for the rest of the night.
Are you really?
Yeah, like, especially, like, I wouldn't be like, a smell.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then he was like, well, I don't know if it was you or, like, your coat. I was like, dude,
Wow.
you fucked up.
He
Like, you
did.
fucked up.
Did he
We were having a nice
apologize?
night. Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, he
But
has
I just
to.
was like,
You have
You're
to. That's a
over it.
stupid comment.
I just will never forget that. I was like, I'm never paying for a motherfucker again. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you got a little too comfortable. I put
Sure.
down my card, then it's like, oh, I got something to say. It's like, no, you don't.
Yeah.
No, you don't. I'm beautiful and amazing tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think I go out with the intent like I have to pay. Like I only ask a girl out if I could afford paying for the
See,
dates.
most men do. It's just like having friends. They're all like, well, they're like, I appreciate a reach or an offer. Or
Yeah.
this was an interesting scenario, okay? I had a guy friend, he goes, if you go on a date and you do multiple locations, he's like, do you at
Sure.
least like pick up a round? And I was like, well, at least offer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like multiple location, long night. Yeah, for sure.
Sure.
And I was like, first date, second date. He was like, second date. I was like, yeah, for sure.
Oh,
I was
absolutely.
like, first date, I go debatable, but
Sure. First
Yeah.
date, I like to just even if like multiple times I've gone like to like get food or drinks, and then it's like you want to get pizza or something like that, and she'll be like, I'll pay. I'll be like, nah, don't worry about it.
right. But the
Or, like,
offer's nice.
Yeah, 1,000%. But I don't even
Offer's
need the
nice.
offer. What I don't need is when someone goes, if you didn't pay, I would have been pissed. Even after I
They'll
do.
say that.
Multiple
people
times,
saying that?
people
Yeah.
have.
Just take the thing.
I know.
Oh, this is crazy.
I know.
This
I
is
know.
so crazy.
I mean, everyone's a little. People are crazy on all ends.
Yeah.
I'm just like, because I have asked guys out, and
Uh-huh.
if I ask you out, I'll offer to pay. You ask me out, I
Oh.
don't offer.
Yeah, that's
That's kind of the rule I go by.
that's
but,
the most logical rule.
yeah.
That's
But that's why women.
So you would
hate-
always pay for Robbie.
Yeah.
I've had people offer to pay for
I've been making my move. Well, that's why, like, oh shit, what was I gonna say? Damn it.
That's why women always offer, or
Oh, this is why women hate when a guy says, "Where do you want to go?" You pick the place, especially for a first date, but for any date, because it's like, well, who's paying?
yeah.
Are you paying? Like, you're putting me in a weird spot where it feels like a test. Where
Like
you're
how
like,
much-
you're
yeah,
like,
that's a good point.
okay. And I understand I've had guys be like, I'll come to your neighborhood. What's some good spots?
That's a good,
I'll,
yeah.
yeah,
And
I'll do that.
I always give a few if they ask me.
Sure.
But it's like, dating app, we never met, or like, there's no neighborhood, and it's just like, okay, like, where you want to go? It's like, well, are you picking up the tab?
Yeah.
Because like, you can't be mad about paying if you pick the place.
Totally.
If I pick the place and you're a little bit like, oh, that was a little pricey, I'm like, I don't know what your price range is, man.
Yeah.
Like, it puts me in a weird spot. Like, and the man picking the place gives you an indication how much he's into you.
Oh, definitely.
So what do you mean by that?
Like, men that were very into me would start taking me nicer places. You could tell they would make like a little more of an effort. But people that like go on a lot of dates, especially online, they never typically pick nice places that are expensive.
No, because they're going on a lot.
Yeah, like the guy that goes, let's do a coffee. I'm like, this man's going on a lot of dates.
Yeah.
For sure, because coffee's cheap, easy.
Sure.
Whatever. But that I'm like, well, that's fine, because I don't mind a sober date where it's like, oh, we're really getting to know each other.
Yeah, I don't mind that either.
And like you said, the sex thing, you're like, well, clearly sex is not a goal here.
Not at
if
all.
they're willing to do a midday coffee.
Imagine coffee after a midday coffee date.
Yo, you guys really hit it off.
A little
if that
fucking
happens.
after coffee.
That's crazy.
That's my goal. I have a new goal, and it's to go get coffee and then fuck afterwards.
Right.
Wow.
But I hate when I actually just met a guy this weekend, and we were like flirting in a bar, and I got his number, and then I had a night off. I was like, oh, what are you doing tomorrow? Like, what are you up to? Blah, blah, blah. And then we're back and forth. And I was like, well, any chance you want to get a drink or something? And he was like, cool. Yeah. When and where? And I was like, oh.
Damn.
And I was like, and even then I was like, how about this neighborhood around this time? So I still kept it vague. And then he just didn't answer. I was like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
But the when and where, I was like, come on, man. Come on, man.
Yeah.
I'm already making it like pretty easy.
Sure. Just be like, how's Saturday night at 7?
Something like that.
And then even so, sometimes I won't know. I'll be like, I'll text you the place, and I'll just
day of confirm.
Yes.
Location.
Oh, day of confirm is necessary.
But essentially, especially if you don't have a place.
Oh yes, 1,000%.
Yeah, or night before is fine.
If I like you, I'll make a reservation. That's
exactly.
The big thing.
See, but we notice.
But that has nothing to do with money.
Efforts.
That has to do with effort.
That's how much you like us. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
there's little things like that where like when men are really gung ho and make the plan, and you like really don't have to lift a finger. You're like, oh, this guy's really into me.
Yeah.
But the guy's like, when and where? I'm like, dude,
Sure.
come on. I was like, you're just insulting me.
Yeah.
I was like, I spoke Spanish to you, you motherfucker.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I was like, I was being pretty hot and sexy.
Yeah.
Am I in this? And now I get a when and where?
And this is why guys are confused that you're Italian.
Yeah.
You're speaking Spanish.
Right?
Yeah.
I know.
This was a blast. I had such a good. It's so fun to. You are so thoughtful and know so much about dating.
Yeah, do you feel like if you were to get into a healthy long-term relationship that you're dating podcasts with stuff, or you're like, I know too much at this point, I can give advice forever?
Because to be honest, like on my public pod, I don't talk too much about like dates I'm going on.
Sure.
My Patreon, I'll talk about that a little bit. But even that, it's like, a lot of times I'll go on a date, I'm like, there's really no feedback. Just, this is where we went. Like, nice guy, just didn't want another one. You know what I mean? Like, most people are nice people.
Yeah.
But
especially on one date.
Yeah.
They could be nice for an hour.
Yeah, exactly. Or you're just like, just not the match kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or especially it's come with age that it's like, I don't even feel the need to like text my friends like boy updates that much or anything like that. But it's like in relationships you have different problems.
Yeah.
It's different things to discuss and things like that. Or like I'm probably freezing my eggs, so it's like that's something I'll probably talk about. So it's like shit like that.
That's so fucking expensive.
It is. Yeah.
That's so expensive.
Well, it's funny that everyone was like, look into it now, and I did. So basically, I was like, okay, I'm gonna start saving up to do it.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, but but yeah, I'd like to think I'd be a great partner. I'm like, I've read all the goddamn books.
Definitely, 100%.
Yeah, and you're very thoughtful.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I
You're
am.
very thoughtful, and
I know.
it makes me want to be more thoughtful.
It sounds like you're sweet. I mean, we know you. You're the good with the dates.
I'm good with the dates.
Yeah. Also, can I give Robbie a move real quick?
Yeah, give Robbie a move. Okay.
I need a move.
I love that.
I need a lot of moves.
Yeah, throw Robbie a move because my moves, I have fat guy moves, which is just which doesn't work for him.
I'm dying to know what those are, by the way.
Oh, okay.
I'm like curious. Like, what is the fat guy move?
No, it's more bold. Being a fat man, I'm not like I'm not seen as a sexual being as much. So if I'm
Interesting.
more blunt about like being into like horny
Okay.
or like shit like that, I'm allowed to do that.
Yeah.
And like I'm not looked at as sexual, so I could be more sexual.
You know what it is though? You have to make us just feel sexy. That's what it is.
Oh, that I do that.
He's incredible. That's his whole move.
It'll be easy.
That's his whole. I mean, he's not. Yeah.
Oh, that's so sorry. That's hilarious.
He's done the whole charade on the pod. You've done it on the pod.
Yeah. I liked, but there's I find people attractive, and not every woman gets that. That's with me.
I mean,
I say that to cover my ass. No, I'm kidding.
no, but it's really like
No, it is true.
The last dude that I like cried over.
Uh-huh.
God, he made me feel so sexy.
Oh,
He made
really?
me feel so hot, so like wanted physically and stuff like that. Like, and I just was like, oh, that was the thing I really missed. Like when
Really?
we ended. Yeah.
I'm making a girl feel sexy. That's when I feel sexy.
Right, but that's always the thing. Like with guys, it's like, dude, literally make a girl feel just comfortable and like sexy.
Yes.
That's
it.
she'll never leave.
I can
She'll
do
never
comfortable.
You
the
barely
sexy
were
I
able to
struggle
say the
with.
fucking word.
No, I can make somebody feel comfortable. I was talking to somebody the other day. They're like, I feel so comfortable.
Go ahead.
Yeah, but your move is letting them sit in the uncomfort.
Yeah, well, that was that wasn't. That's not a move that's happening a lot.
Okay.
That was
okay.
more because it was like under the pretext of this blind date.
Okay.
It was being filmed. It was like for content. It was like
2 questions.
I didn't know.
Do you always have a hat on?
No,
When you go on
I've
a
just
date,
been
don't
wearing.
wear a hat.
I don't wear a hat on.
Okay.
Date.
You're
I don't
literally
think.
putting a barrier to kissing you.
Okay.
See how
I
Sebastian
know
has it
that.
backwards?
Yeah.
See how ready to go Sebastian is?
I'm like,
I wear backwards for the camera because then it doesn't cover my eyes.
See?
It's also good
See,
for.
this is part of the shy
Yeah,
energy
yeah,
here.
yeah,
Robbie.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I just didn't shower, so
I
my
didn't do
hair's
my hair.
messy.
Yeah, my hair's.
That's
doesn't look
fine.
right.
Hats are fine. Put that
We
back.
get
Come on,
it. We
hurry
get
up.
it. I just meant on a date. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, okay, on a date, don't wear the hat. I'm not doing that.
Yes. Okay. Now, your thing of waiting for them to be like, do something. Have you ever tried? You got to just throw it out there of like, we should make out.
No, I can't say those.
Yes,
I
you
can't be
can.
like,
Say it
can
to-
I kiss
Yes,
you right
can.
now?
No, that's not what I
Don't
said,
say
Robbie.
that.
You did not hear what I
Okay.
said.
Yes.
You did not
Alright,
hear what I
we
said.
should make out.
It's assuming the sale.
Okay.
Like, we should make
Oh.
out.
Wow, assuming the sale.
We should make out.
We should make out. And it's a
Yeah.
funny, like, it'll get you a little giggle. It's a little out of nowhere. And that'll be your read on the vibe.
All right, we should make out. Maybe I'll try it.
Robbie, you should.
Yeah.
It actually is a great
Like,
line.
especially if you say it at a different part in the date and you don't make the move right away.
Yeah.
Like a casual thing, like, do you want some dessert or we can
I've
make
done
out,
that.
or-
I've done that.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
great.
something like that. Like, you just kind of throw it in. And then, especially, like, if you don't make the move right then, it, like, gives
I
them
could
a
do
second.
that, but then I still have to physically like lean over.
At some
and, like,
point, yeah. And then just
before-
initiating
yeah,
touching
that's
with
true.
a woman.
Yeah. I can do that. I can
Like-
do. I
Also,
can
your
do all
body
this.
language to Robbie right now is like this. It is so.
Because I feel like I'm scaring him.
No, you're not scaring me. No. I can do good. I can.
Yeah.
Just sometimes I
I
struggle.
could do good.
Because you know a hot move a friend taught me? It was like if you like leave to go to the bathroom on a date and you come back, and whether you're sitting in the bar or he's sitting at a table, if you haven't initiated touch yet, like right when you go to sit down, like you just like
Okay.
like as I walk, it's just like a little bit like this, and then I sit like this. And then
The
like,
idea
my
of
hand goes.
that
That's it.
tingles me.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
But there's always like little.
Well, then
things
I would
that
be
you
like,
can
all right,
do.
I'm good to make out.
Yeah, yes, but I'm saying you need to do.
I need to
something
do
like
some
that.
stuff too. Okay.
Something like
What do
that.
you think about the move with the hands, measuring hands?
Measuring hands?
Yeah.
What is this? Was this
Like,
this?
yeah, I guess like
I have big hands. Don't
Yeah.
fuck with me.
it's not gonna
Don't.
end.
Like Robbie, let's see. See?
Let's do it. You
Look,
can film.
now we both are sad.
Yeah.
You're so right. Never mind.
Hell no.
Robbie's
Hell
never
no.
gonna make the move.
no, I am capable, but I've just been in situations where they're like, "Yeah, are you gonna kiss me?" More than
Which means
maybe
they
I
want
need
to.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They usually do, Robbie.
Yeah, no, I know.
So we'll figure this out.
Yeah.
But
I
usually
have
just a
some
little
moves.
touching is all you need.
Yeah, no, a little, yes.
A little physical contact.
Yes.
Yeah, like
Do
you
you
do
hold
that.
it-
You do the leg next to their leg like this, and you just see do they pull their leg away?
Oh.
They don't just
Yes,
leave it
I
there.
could do that. And
I'm
then,
giving you baby
any
steps.
barrier, it creates difficulty.
Do you
for
hold
me.
the door
Make
for a
her
woman on a date when you're like walking out?
If I can, if I'm like,
Hold the door and then like just touch her back for a second as she leaves or something, you know? Like hold the
Yeah,
door and be like,
yeah,
there you
yeah.
go.
yeah.
When you go to walk out, the hand on the back.
Yeah, that's it.
yeah.
Just like
And then they lean in. That's
because
it.
it's almost just like, oh, you like it's not a weird touch because it's like I'm holding the door there and now I'm following you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess my move is to get drunk, giggle, and make out. That's what
Well,
I
that's
do.
the-
We get
I mean,
drunk.
that's most people.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
But
but
just
the
the fact that the
sober-
woman has to say something is
Yeah,
really killing
sometimes
me here.
it is, yeah.
I love a sober kiss. Sober first kiss.
Yeah,
is
you don't
when
even know the look at-
fucking feel it live.
Oh, you don't
You
even
feel-
know the look at the lips move? Do you ever do that?
I've done that, yeah.
That usually works.
That works all the
You
time.
just have to hold eye contact, Robbie. Just
I know.
don't look away from
I
me.
do have
know,
to.
you have-
Don't look away from me. Is it scaring you?
It's hard for me
See?
to hold eye
No,
contact.
look at me,
sometimes.
Robbie.
No.
Look at me. It's in. I just look.
Okay.
Let's look back at your eyes. See that?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if somebody did that, then I would know that I'm supposed to make out.
But I'm saying you can do that.
I could do
That's
that.
such
You
an
could do
easy
that.
thing.
Yeah, I could do that.
Such an easy thing.
Do it.
Maybe I will.
Do it, bro.
This weekend, I'll do it.
This weekend.
No,
This
I won't.
weekend.
I can't. I can't go on a date this weekend
Why not?
because I'm busy. We have a show Friday. We have a show Friday come out. Actually, this is coming out.
This is coming
after.
out way later.
And then I'm busy. Saturday I'm going to like a wedding thing, and then Sunday I'm playing cards. I can't go on.
There we go. No dates.
But no dates.
for
I will
Robbie.
do
He's-
this soon.
He's busy.
Well,
Yeah.
You're a good listener, Robbie. I'm sure you'll be all right.
That's what I can listen.
You have nice teeth and you're a good listener.
I do. Thank you.
Yeah, he does. He's
You'll
very
be-
nice teeth.
You'll
so,
be all right. You'll slay.
This is beautiful. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for coming
Thank you for
on
having me.
and
This was
talking
so
to us.
fun.
Yeah. Where could people find you?
At Sperica, SPERICAA for all my stuff, and then Shooters Gotta Shoot Pod.
Beautiful. Yeah. If
Yeah.
you want to listen, we did an episode. That's a nice.
And you can watch it on YouTube.
Yeah, watch it on YouTube.
It's
Yes,
fun.
check it out. Watch it on YouTube.
YouTube.
We had a blast. It was a lot of fun.
I make Robbie give me a lot of eye contact.
Yeah.
It is funny to watch Rob because he does squirm a lot during the
A little bit.
podcast.
Sometimes I'll.
bit.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll
He
go
goes
to
down on a moment or
Sebastian.
period, but eye contact.
Yeah.
Eye contact a little tough. You know, he couldn't hold the eye contact with me for a while.
1,000.
Maybe that's why he likes going down there. He's like, she's not looking me in the
I like
eyes.
to do eye
He just
contact.
stays. He goes, maybe they'll be tired by the time I get up.
Yeah.
Hopefully she'll be asleep by the
Yeah.
time I get back up there.
Tremendous. Good for you,
Yeah,
Robbie. I
good
love
for you,
that.
Robbie.
What do you want to plug, Rob?
This podcast. Listen to
Nice.
Loud About Nothing, and that's it. Keep supporting.
Yeah, keep sharing the pod, keep doing all that good stuff, share the clips, all that. Yeah, Robbie, hit the music.